live, and
hiking for me now.
we're
For some reason, he's robotic for me.
He's robotic for me too. He just refuses to use StreamYard because he hates it because he's stupid.
No, I'm talking about you.
Oh,
Yeah, we're both talking about you.
wait, is he not like that for you?
No, I think it's your internet.
Okay, no, it's definitely going to be my internet then. And there's nothing I can do about that. I have 95
And
ping.
you were blaming on me and StreamYard. Okay.
Well, those of the stream will agree with me because they're watching the stream. Because they'll hear me crystal clear, but you guys will be roboting. So it's everyone's fault but my own. As long as you're watching the stream. Not in the Discord. Which, that's a perfect segue. If anyone wants to join the Discord, then feel free to do that. Here's a link in the description. And while you're at it, you might as well subscribe. And not just to me, do it to Dygo too. Hey, he's in the description and everything and all that. Yeah, woo. Speaking of Dygo, hello.
Hello. How's it going? Wait, do you stream on Twitch too?
Yes, but we shouldn't be live right now. I mean, that'd be cool if we were.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering because I saw the link.
Well, let me just confirm if it's the YouTube channel.
Okay, we are. That'd be hilarious, but we are not live on Twitch. But that would be something crazy.
It would be very disappointing.
It'd also be very good that we caught that now.
Live on YouTube. I confirm officially.
So, just out of curiosity, when you guys look at Immortal Phoenix's profile picture in the Discord, is it broken for you too?
Now, well, on your share screen, yes, but on mine, it looks normal.
Yeah, it's just been randomly doing that for that's so weird. I don't know. My Discord's broken. It's been doing this more and more recently, like the last couple days.
Is it just for Immortal?
No, it was for Ace as well, and it was for someone else the other day as well. It's just getting worse and worse. I don't know. It's weird. And then it feels like it's like, I don't know, maybe like the memory overload of the data is too much and it's overwhelming the system. It's Delta's eyeballs or something. I don't know. Too much is I guess.
Safest answer is Ikimoto did it.
I agree.
Now, Oodie.
Yes.
Because we never got to debate Jay on it, I thought a good intro topic for us is that we could just skip to the ultimate one. We just skip to the ultimate one. But I think that's a good one to show Dygo.
Okay, well, since I'm sharing my screen anyways. Hey, Dygo, between shooting exams Sasuke and shooting exams Lee, who do you think wins in a fight?
Well, it depends on which Sasuke, I guess.
We'll go with
the one who fights Scar in the finals.
Yeah.
I think Sasuke.
Well, that would be the correct answer, but...
Well, we have a very particular argument for why it's impossible for Sasuke to ever beat Lee. Literally impossible. So, while Oodie's looking for it, Dygo, I want to ask you a question. Do you remember the scene when Sasuke and Lee first met?
Yeah.
You know, they had that fight and, you know, Lee's beating him up and stuff. Well, Lee has a particular quote, a very famous one at that. You know, when he said, like, you see Sasuke, Oodie, you can start showing the first image. You see, my technique is not ninjutsu or genjutsu. You remember that part, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now, Oodie, in the next slide. You get it now, Dygo?
So
okay.
I mean, what do you remember what he says next?
It's something to do with that he's just moving really fast with his own feet, and even if Sasuke can see him with a Sharingan and predict his movements, his body won't be able to follow.
Well, that definitely comes
Well, Tycho, there's
after.
only one word in there that you said correct.
Okay.
Do you have any guesses?
No, I have no idea. I don't remember the dialogue verbatim.
Well, let's think about this. Let's use our critical analyzing skills. Maybe process of elimination here. So Lee's telling us his technique is not ninjutsu and it's not genjutsu. So doing some nostalgia baiting here with some research memory analysis verbatim. I'm just throwing random words in here now. Do you remember what Lee's technique is?
Well, that would be taijutsu, wouldn't it?
Well, about
Tycho,
that.
that's not quite right. You see, now I want you to put your thinking cap on. When I said it was impossible for Sasuke to ever beat Lee, I want to clarify. This applies across all time. It doesn't matter if it's the beginning of Naruto, end of Shippuden, even the Boruto era. At any point, Sasuke can never defeat Lee.
Do you get it now?
The technique that Lee is using. So I want you to think. Why would that be? What technique? What could Lee possibly be using that would make it impossible for Sasuke to ever win this fight?
I don't know, the power of friendship or something like that.
Well,
that's a little optimistic.
You could narratively analyze it that way. However, in the universe, that would not be the correct answer. So, I'll give you a couple of very vague hints at first. We don't know how Lee is doing this, but we have seen fundamentally similar techniques before. I won't say exactly when yet, but we do see something similar twice in Shippuden.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, are you trying to say
Similar
he's
concept.
using Shunshin no Jutsu? What's it called? The
No.
body flicker?
It's not that.
Okay.
However, two different
I'm looking at the
characters-
scene in the manga now, and Lee doesn't say
Well,
that.
this
Dygo,
would-
let's stay away from the manga for a moment. let's focus on the anime.
Okay.
Since the
So,
anime really
I'll
fills
give
in the
you one
gaps. I'm sure you would agree this is a canon episode.
Exactly. The anime is expanding on what the manga says.
Right,
You know how
of
it, you know how
course.
it-
So if anything, the anime is more canon than the blueprint of the manga.
Yeah, I mean, especially based off what they say in Boruto. Kishimoto approved of that. So this is how he feels about the Naruto series too. So, I'll give you another hint. These similar jutsu to what Lee's using. One of which is used in the Kazekage rescue arc. The other is used in the war arc. They're fundamentally very similar in concept.
Was
so
it
stupid.
Lee using the jutsu as well in those arcs?
No.
Well,
These are two different. Well, Lee did have to deal with one of the jutsu. He did not deal the jutsu, but he dealt with the jutsu.
I have no idea. I'm really lost here. I don't know what you're talking about.
well, I know that you have a
okay.
Mandela effect going on. You got like a Freudian slip there with taijutsu, but I can assure you, Lee definitely says something else in this scene. You just have to
I will
remember.
also add, the Kazekage rescue is pretty famous, and then the war arc one, I'll tell you who it's used against. One of the people it's used against is KCM Naruto. So KCM Naruto suffers the wrath of this similar technique. And when we're with this, we will absolutely have to segue to talking about that technique because we had a whole story. About
Okay,
that.
I don't know what's the catch here because I haven't seen the anime in a long time.
Oh, okay. The techniques that we're comparing to are in the manga.
Well,
So
You
let's
see, my
just.
technique is not ninjutsu or genjutsu. Yes.
You get it now?
this would not be ninjutsu or genjutsu. It's something far greater than that.
There's a very
martial arts.
big hint somewhere on my screen.
This image does tell you everything you need to know about what Lee is using. Is there anything that stands out in the screenshot to you?
I mean,
Anything
Sasuke
that really
has
pops out.
a little bruise on his cheek.
You know, I think you're thinking a little bit too narrowed, a little bit too specific.
You did say one of the words you said there was, again, the correct word.
You just need to get a little bit bigger picture here.
I don't know.
I think you're really overthinking this.
Think. Something that this image presents to you has the power to nullify anything Sasuke will ever do.
For the Sharingan? What?
It's definitely not
it has the power to nullify Sasuke's Sharingan.
Something in this picture.
Yeah.
It will render anything Sasuke does.
I mean, is it his headband? I don't know.
Well, it's not ninjutsu or genjutsu. It's
kinjutsu. Yeah.
Well. In Shippuden, that would be partially correct. Kinjutsu will be included within the Shippuden context of what Lee is using in this scene.
I don't know.
well,
Okay, Dygo, we're gonna have
no idea.
Him. What do you think the worst fight in Naruto is?
Kaguya versus.
Yeah, okay. You should have saw that one coming, Dygo.
Before Kaguya is introduced. The worst fight in Naruto.
Yeah, the worst fight in the canon Naruto.
Kinkaku and Ginkaku versus the Cloud Ninjas.
Okay,
and
let's
I've seen that too.
worst three fights.
Konohamaru versus the Naraka Path.
Okay, what's your other choice?
I've never heard someone say that. That's
I guess. I mean, in the anime, the body double fights are horrible, but in the manga, I don't really mind them because they're like five pages
well, remember,
long.
Dygo, we're talking about the anime.
Right. Okay.
Making some progress.
So that's a hint for you.
So let's just think out loud here. So what about the body double jutsu did you not like?
I'm fine with that fight. It's just that in the anime, they really stretch it out with horrible animation and it makes the pacing tank. But I find that jutsu kind of interesting.
Well, what about
I find that jutsu pretty interesting too, Dygo.
Do you like?
That's a hint.
I don't know. I don't understand.
Well, Dygo, do you remember what a certain character does to Naruto and B at the same time in the war?
Nagato paralyzes them and starts
a little bit later, maybe.
So you're
That'd be
getting on
another
the right
Tensei.
track, but let's think a little bit later in the war.
Okay.
Naruto at the exact same time. This character does something.
Madara changed them and then takes their tail beasts.
It's a long war arc, so that's fair. But
establishing the boundaries.
Yeah.
Obito's fight.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
We're getting a lot closer. Okay?
Very warm.
Obito is there during this fight.
Naruto and B at the same time?
That's right. They suffered the wrath of this particular jutsu. One of the most OP jutsu of all time that no one talks about, in fact.
That would be the 1,000 Years of Death.
Well, that wasn't used by anyone around Obito, was it?
No. I mean, we don't know if Kakashi's ever done it to Obito. Maybe he has. Back
He
in the day.
probably
It
has.
wouldn't be out of character,
What do
I
you mean
guess.
during the war? No, remember, it's during the war.
Well, side note, in case you guys didn't know the origin of that, that's actually a thing that like Japanese kids do to each other in elementary school. That's where Kishimoto.
Really?
Yeah, no, that's where Kishimoto got the inspiration for it from. It existed
I didn't know
before
that.
Naruto. It's
It's
just
kind
like
of a weird cultural thing.
it is, yeah. It's like a weird like prank thing they do. Like, aha, got you in the butter. I don't know. It's like what?
I must hurt their fingers.
Yeah.
But anyway, getting away from 1,000 Years of Death.
Right. The most powerful jutsu nobody talks about.
You get it
One
now?
of them, anyway. Arguably the most OP jutsu. Ever.
Koto Amatsukami.
It's after that. Remember, Obito's there when it happened. Obito gets to see the wrath of this technique on Naruto.
Obito's there. Obito's there.
Naruto and B experience it
there.
firsthand.
Is it after Madara shows up to the battlefield or before?
It is before Madara shows up to Naruto's battlefield.
Yeah. That's what, like, when he lands next to Obito. Okay.
It's before that.
You know, this jutsu.
I mean, if it's before that, it has to be during the Obito fight.
This jutsu probably
Obito is
reminded
there fighting,
Naruto.
But he's watching this moment.
Naruto was probably reminded of the waterfall of truth when this person activated
Is it the mirror jutsu?
Okay, yes. Yakura's Aqua Mirror Jutsu is similar in concept.
Are you talking about the mirror eye thing of the Sharingan or something?
No, well, we can nullify that.
So let's think about let's think about the pieces we've got of the puzzle so far, of this jigsaw puzzle, before we orient them. So it's not ninjutsu and it's not genjutsu, and it's something here.
Is it mirror jutsu?
It's similar to the Mirror Jutsu and Nagato's Team Guy Clone Jutsu. Very similar.
Wait, and you're saying Rock Lee used something like that in this
But
fight?
remember, it wasn't ninjutsu or genjutsu though. But it is similar.
Is it like his after image or something? I don't know.
No. It wouldn't be, well, you could argue someone else's after image in a way, but it wouldn't be Lee's.
Well, it's Sasuke's #1 counter.
Think about our hints about those jutsu. What is the one thing that will always counter Sasuke?
No matter what.
Another Sasuke.
Hey!
There you go. At least using Sasuke.
What?
That's what he says. It was right there.
Yeah, we found this by chance. We did not make this. We were looking for something else.
Okay. I just saw the image. Where's that from?
From the anime.
Anime.
Wait. How? What does he actually say there?
Well, he says I'm using Sasuke. It's not ninjutsu or genjutsu. You get it now?
Using Sasuke.
What's the timestamp for that? 9:53.
Yes. Let's all guess the episode. I'm gonna guess 25.
No, that's too late. I'm gonna guess 21.
I'm trying to grab
Wait,
controller here.
It's definitely gonna be after 21. It's gonna be like 23 or so. Maybe 24.
Maybe 22. I don't know. 25, I think, is the last episode of the written exam.
Maybe, but remember they have like that episode or two of filler.
It's actually 22.
22? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's 21 or maybe 22. I don't know, sir.
Okay.
Let's see, 9:53.
Okay, that makes sense.
I wonder what he actually says.
Let's find out.
I'm using Sasuke.
Ah.
Ninjutsu genjutsu でもない.
Who did this translation? And what they were thinking. They were not Naruto.
Yeah, it says 僕のjutsuは玉の体術です.
Which translates
Sasuke.
to I am using Sasuke.
So yeah.
So, Dygo, tell us.
Very, very interesting.
have you changed your perspective on this? I mean,
Yeah.
when asked in the future who wins, is your answer always just going to be easily Lee now, no matter the context of when in the series?
Yep. Yeah, that sounds about right to me. That's no way around it now.
Huh? There you
At
go.
this point, Oodie, should we just make this one of our April Fool's videos?
Oh my god. I mean, we could, I
One of our
guess.
endless list of April Fool's videos.
The problem is we have too
We
many.
make it seem like we drag out the intro again, like it's gonna be some big debate, and then we just like abruptly be like, "Yeah, well, Lee's using Sasuke, so like we present all of their abilities, make it seem like it's gonna be a versus, but I'll write this down.
Okay.
Like we're gonna analyze it, and then we just say, "Well, he's using Sasuke, so." All right, I'll put it in there.
Well, now that we got that out of the way,
Sasuke-kun.
there's a lot more things for us to go over tonight.
Oh, absolutely.
So where do we want to begin? Well, you know, I'm not going to lie, Dygo, there has been something fun that I've just been liking to do with people, and that would be the NC Hammer quiz.
I know that we just do with everyone now.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay.
So where do we want to start? Kamui, did you want to have anywhere that we started specifically?
Well,
We start at the very top. We could
There's-
start somewhere random.
the list is
more
holy
specific.
crap.
What can you elaborate a little bit more than
Well,
I don't get it.
it's the hardest Naruto quiz.
It is just full of questions.
It is full of
Probably
questions.
can't
Kamui, I
answer.
can tell why you hesitated there.
Why is it called the
Probably
NC
don't know the
Hammer
answer.
Impossible Quiz?
Well, because we made it
So
for
that
NC
way,
Hammer.
When we
And
do the quiz with him, he's gonna be ashamed by how much he doesn't know about Naruto.
Oh, okay.
So-
I catch the joke. I understand it now. All right.
Some of these are definitely easier.
oh,
than
actually,
others.
okay, we'll start off with this one because we got these two pictures from Daigo's videos, and we actually haven't gone back to double check. So, Daigo, you should know this about
Okay,
anyone.
the first
Let's see
one.
these.
The first one is when
We have
Naruto's about to
I
get
know the
fingered.
first.
I think. Or no?
Like from Kakashi?
Yeah.
I guess it could be. Me and Kamui
Okay.
and a couple other people have all been in universal agreement. This is when Naruto's talking to Hinata right before the Neji fight.
Is it? It could
Like
be.
right before, like he makes that face.
as
at
I
Hinata
as I
before he,
said,
like,
as I
drowns.
said, I haven't watched the anime in a long time.
That's fair.
I only watch the anime to like record footage, and the more I do that, the more I find the anime borderline unwatchable because of the amount of like fluff in it. So
Actually,
Sure.
I think I have a good argument for why it can't be the
Mm.
1,000 Years of Death as opposed to Hinata. It's the art style. The Naruto art style in that early.
that's
Bell
true.
Task
Yeah,
is
I
just
guess.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
And the scene with the the scene with the Hokage mount, it could be anything. If you got it from one of my videos, I just
this one for sure. We haven't
Yeah.
I just googled Leaf Village probably and saved the
Okay.
picture from Google. I didn't save from like an episode or anything like that.
Me and Ka, we have probably unironically spent 40 minutes debating where this picture's from.
So actually, Dygo, yeah. So funny story. So that I don't think we even finished this episode yet. Still, this is like the cursed episode for us. So we spent like 3 hours. It was one of the greatest things ever. Like, of course, it sounds awful. Like the first 2 minutes of the video was 3 hours reaction. But like, let me tell you, we were spitting gold. Turns out that the stream cut out. We had no idea. So
Oh,
it just wasn't live. Everything. This also includes the previous 2 hours of stream before we started the reaction. We had so many good things we said just wasn't live, and then like the second time around, like it just kept being cursed to where like we just like kept having problems. So we're only like halfway through this. I was like 4 attempts.
which episode were you reacting to?
Like episode 9
I
of
think
the
it's
Dygo
right
react.
before Jiraiya fights Kisame.
Yeah.
Okay.
Assuming that happens.
Yeah, it's
It's
when
like-
Naruto and Kurotsuchi are fighting Kisame. I think that's where it left
9
off.
or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty. early-ish.
Yeah, speaking of that, Dygo, speaking of that, I haven't seen it, obviously, but I saw the latest title of the Dygo React series. It's just titled Sadness and Sorrow. It's like, oh my god, he's really calling out to that song, huh? You gotta
use that YouTube hack technique to draw people that's just type sadness and sorrow.
That's brilliant. I love that. I assume I know which episode that is, since I know you recently just started the pain arc a couple episodes ago, so I'm pretty sure I know what happens in that episode. But I could be wrong.
No, it's the pain arc hasn't actually started yet.
Oh,
I mean, it technically starts at the end of this last one, but yeah.
Well,
Jiraiya dies a few episodes before.
Interesting. Well, is there a lot of sorrow and sadness in this episode that you made?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
A lot of sadness and sorrow.
Well, I guess we'll see.
What's the next question? I want to see the questions now.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, I forgot about we were doing that. Here, we'll do it this one, since it's the very first one. Who was the first to come down to fight for the Tuning Exams prelim matches, if you remember? That's a pretty basic one.
The first to come down into the arena, you mean?
Yeah, like who was the first to come down to fight?
It was Sasuke versus Yoroi.
So,
Dygo. Really want you to put your thinking cap on when we ask you these questions from now.
For the prelims?
Yeah,
What?
so just if you remember the order of the matches of the prelims, who was the first to come down to fight?
Oh, okay. I see. It's a trick question because Sasuke and Yoroi just stayed there because they were
yes. Okay, yes. Okay, that's the trick question.
The second was I think it was Zaku and Shina, wasn't it?
You're right. Zaku and Shina. I love you're the first person to actually get that. You technically missed it at first, which was the point, but you got it. You're the only one to do that.
Yeah. Everyone else you'd have to just tell.
Yeah. There's another tuning exams one.
There's a lot of tuning exams one, actually, technically.
Yeah, let me do.
Yeah, no, I want to see those questions.
Well, like I said, we have some insanely hard. I thought of a few funny ones. I think yesterday it was. I did several variations of the same question because I couldn't decide on how I want to ask it.
Right.
Yeah. So, who was the first to come down and fight in the tuning exams finals? It's like the same type of question, so you already know the trick. But
that would be Shikamaru and Temari.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Dygo, you're not quite right. You're very close.
Well, you
Are you
figured
going to
out.
say just Shikamaru because Temari flew with her fan and Shikamaru fell off?
Okay, that's hilarious. I'm going to give it to you, even though that's objectively the opposite of true.
Yeah.
What?
The first to come down was Temari, but you had the right idea by separating them.
Right, okay. So, yeah, Shikamaru goes later because Naruto pushes him.
Yeah, Shikamaru didn't come down to fight. Naruto pushed him down.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, sure. I understand.
How many
since chakra points does Naruto?
Since we're right here anyways.
Is it 256 or so? I don't remember.
Well, you would think that it would be the same amount as everyone else. But what if I told you it's very far removed?
What?
Don't take it up with me. Take it up with Neji.
So what's the answer?
Well, Dygo, let's give you a hint here. What did Neji do to Naruto of relevance to this question?
He shut down all his chakra points, I guess.
With what?
And do you remember
the 64 palm?
Do you remember how many chakra points Neji said he shut down?
No, I don't.
Well, you have also all the clues.
Okay, hold on. There is this way. How do you guys interpret the 64 palms? Because Neji says 2 and then 4 and then 8. So is Neji counting up to those numbers, or is he just doing 2 attacks, then 4 attacks, then 8 attacks?
Well, regardless of that, it doesn't change what he says afterwards.
I don't remember what he said.
What he said, he shut down all 64 of Naruto's chakra points.
Does it say that in the manga?
You might as well double check. I mean, obviously, I think there's a semantical explanation here to say that Neji shut down all 64 chakra points that he hit of Naruto, rather than Naruto has. But that's not what he said. And like, it's implied that all of Naruto's chakra points are shut down. So there's also that.
Here,
he shouldn't be able to use any chakra at all.
Like he just says, I
strength,
press 64
you
of the
must
chakra
finally
points around your
comprehend your powerlessness.
Shadow, sorry,
I found it. He just says, I've hit 64 of the chakra points around your body.
Is it on chapter 101?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, which page is it? Because I can't find it.
Well, I don't know because I'm using the colored manga and it doesn't have the page numbers, but it's in between two of Hiyashi's thoughts.
Just say if it's near the top or bottom.
Oh yeah, I pressed 64 of the chakra points. Okay. So
that's not what he says in the anime.
64 times. He doesn't do like 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 16 plus 32 plus 64.
Which is way less cool.
Yeah, I agree.
We've also counted that, and that's like way under the total chakra network people points that they have anyways.
Is it 256? Like the
yeah, let's just double
check. It was
check.
216 or something. It wasn't all 364 or whatever the number is.
Chakra points total. The worst way I could have looked this up. 361.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, with 64 shut down, couldn't you use the others? I don't know. I guess it would really disrupt your chakra flow.
I don't know. It's weird.
When is it?
Only 126 in total.
I don't.
Yeah, who cares about this one? It's this.
Yeah.
We'll ignore this one too because it's Boruto, and same with Boruto.
Which
Here you go.
Sacrifice was for each Edo Tensei. Oh, I think Zaku was for Hashirama and Kin was for Tobirama. I could be wrong about that.
Let's find out. So we have Hashirama on the right.
Is scroll down.
Yeah, Tobirama's on the left.
Hashirama is Zaku. Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
What is
this is a Boruto one, but I want you to guess it anyways.
I don't know.
You're gonna. This is another reason to hate Boruto.
Is it anime or manga?
It's anime.
If it's manga, I probably okay. So
you probably haven't seen this, but I want you to guess it anyways, just for fun.
Is it? I don't know.
Guess something stupid.
Like ramen.
Exactly.
Know.
You're on the right track. It's something of that level of stupidity.
What is it?
He says, "My ninja way is his girl. It's my girlfriend."
Wait, he has a girlfriend?
No.
His ninja way. That's his girlfriend.
Oh,
his girlfriend is his ninja.
Okay.
This is in the Ramon arc.
Which one?
The anime filler, the Ramon arc. Konohamaru and Ramon, the blonde girl.
Konohamaru the last, as some people like to call it.
I have no idea.
You probably haven't seen it.
Okay.
They used the guide with codes, anime design, and just removed his Clark. So, Oodie, I have a good one. I'm going to have to tell you which one, though. So, scroll way down. It's a pretty recent one. Okay, keep going. Or, okay, yeah.
Which way?
Up, some of yours. Okay, go down below that. Below that. Okay, so do the middle, the V2 Konohamaru one. I'll do the other one after. So this one, okay, so Dygo. Who is Konohamaru named after?
The Leaf Village.
No, that's incorrect. He was named after Asuma, because Asuma was born first.
Oh, that's so stupid. That's so stupid.
But that being said, given what you just said, I'm gonna do V1 again. Who is Konohamaru named after?
The Leaf Village? I don't know.
Well, the answer is no one. I asked who he was named after, not what. He was not named after a person.
Sure, yes.
Oh my
that
god.
Makes total sense.
And then the third one is just the second one again. It's just Asuma, because I was just like, I don't know which way was the funniest way to ask it.
Okay.
How old does Guy canonically act?
I'll give you a hint. Neji says this.
Is it in
When does
Is
Neji
it in
say
the, in
this?
the is it in the Kazekage rescue arc?
This is in Naruto Part 1, and this is again anime only, like all these are. This is when Guy loses his rock paper scissors competition with Kakashi, and he has to do like 500 handstand laps around the village or something.
Well, that happens in the anime, but I guess the line doesn't happen. I mean, it happens in the manga, but the line doesn't happen in the manga. Then
Probably not. Yeah, it does feel like an
I
anime
know
only.
12.
Okay,
12.
Kamui, do you have any guesses? Because since you haven't seen this
5.
one yet either, 5. It's somewhere in between you two. I think it's 7 if I remember. Yeah, 7 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like he's 7 years old.
What did the triad? What's the triad?
Well, Kamui, you will
I'm
definitely.
wondering if this is the triad I'm thinking of.
It is the
And I hope
triad
so.
you're thinking of, Kamui. I purposefully made it as vague as possible, knowing that you would know it anyways. But,
No,
but
I'm trying
Kamui,
to
do
figure
you?
out what it is that they gave him?
Okay.
Okay. I have an answer, but I don't know if it's what you're going.
Okay. Wait until Dygo answers because you probably have the answer.
I
Okay.
have no idea what the triad is.
It is the best filler episode of all time.
Oh, is it the unmasking Kakashi filler episode?
Yep. So what did they give
one?
Kakashi
Dygo.
in that filler episode?
The one in part 1, what's
Okay, yes.
behind the
Yeah.
mask.
Good answer. Good answer. The best filler ever.
Yeah, it's not Tsukiya. It's the Ninja Triad.
Do you don't remember the name of this triad?
No. I think
You
I've only seen
don't
that
know-
episode once, so
You don't know the Moyad triad?
no.
The greatest villains of the series?
Oh my god.
I don't remember.
Anyways,
I don't even remember
that's-
there was a villain team in that. filler
I
episode.
know it.
Do you remember what the symbol on their headband is?
No idea.
That's a question mark.
Oh, it's a question mark?
This is stupid.
Yeah, that's the symbol.
Okay.
I mean,
The village hidden in the question.
okay, you know what? One of these days, I'm gonna write this down right now. And what is it? The tier list topics or something? Ranking every headband design in Naruto.
No, I also want to do a video. We should do a tier list. The best scientists in Naruto, and you already know the Moya triad's gonna go really high because of the elixirs they make.
Okay.
Elixirs?
You don't remember the elixirs that give you uncontrollable hiccups and uncontrollable laughter, and the
No.
other one that he never got to use on anything?
No.
Oh my god, dude! They actually work though, because they like hit like a frog and it starts laughing to death. Like it just does work.
Oh my gosh. So I want to show you guys this because I think this is probably the stupidest headband design in all of Naruto. The Land of Snows. It's just a couple dots.
Oh my
just
God.
so lazy.
I don't.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's just 4 dots.
Oh my
was
god,
like
this
an
is
actual-
literally. Hold on, they just copied the Hoshikage, or the Hoshikage filler art copied this villain because look at the two. It's the
Yeah.
Hoshikage's design.
Kind of, but anyways. So stupid. Back down to the questions. Oh, by the way,
Dygo, I have a question. Oodie will like this one. What is it that Sakura can't stand?
oh my gosh, Ace is here. Sorry, I didn't realize you were here. But there you go.
Naruto, I guess.
Well, canonically, something she explicitly says she can't stand. Can't even stand. I would add.
I thought she said that about Naruto, but
Well, it's a pretty famous moment when she said this. It's scrolled way down, Oodie. It's my Konohamaru one. Top of that bunch. There you go. It's in your. Well, that would be too much of a hint, actually.
I don't remember.
Arguably too much of a hint, anyway. If we need it, I'll give you.
Kamui, is this the one that I would
Yeah.
obviously know, or is this something else?
Yes.
Okay. I
It's
like the
one
way
that
you worded this.
And I reference all the time.
I like the way you
What's
worded
the-
this.
what's the hint?
It's in your favorite arc. When she says it.
In the Sasuke retrieval arc?
Yes.
I can give you
Sakura
another hint.
canonically tells the
Oh,
audience.
she can't. Oh, Is it when Sasuke's about to leave and she's, I love you so much I can't stand, or something?
Okay,
Yes.
that is it,
Well,
but
okay.
I want to say my hint anyways because it's really stupid. This makes Sakura really mad.
No.
I'm
But,
so mad. Okay, yeah.
Love
How
she is with
badly
Sasuke.
in love she is with Sasuke.
But
Oh, okay. That's how she phrases it. Okay, yeah.
yeah. Ace, I wonder if you were gonna get that one.
No, I was gonna say it was. I was thinking about the line that she said about orphans that made Sasuke basically angry at her, and she was like, "What did I say?
I love
I
it.
told an orphan that you hate orphans." So
Okay, well,
I have
Ace.
a
Oh,
I
yeah.
have a serious one that's not a joke. It's just right there. We might as well do it. So I'm not confident whether it's in the manga or not, but I know it's in the anime. Like, this is just a serious one. It's just a random line you have to
Fact.
remember. Who was
Okay.
called greedy, and by whom in the Naruto anime? Oodie, it was right there. Like, just go away.
I don't know where it was.
Greedy?
Okay.
I
Hey,
told
right
you
there.
it was there. That's why we're doing it. So, someone calls somebody greedy in the in the anime franchise of the Naruto universe.
Oh my god. Is it? Are you yet willing to clarify
It could
part
be
1 and part
Naruto
2?
or Naruto Shippuden. For
Okay,
now. I'll say
okay,
it could
for
be
now.
either before I
Okay.
clarify.
See, that's hard because
Is
I
it
have a
Tsunade
lot
by
of
any
different
chance?
possibilities.
It is
I don't
not
think so.
Tsunade. Neither of them are Tsunade.
Jiraiya.
Jiraiya is not one of the people.
Well, that definitely takes out episode 97, which is the filler where Tsunade and Jiraiya are dealing with their gambling debt. So it's not that episode.
Wait, there's a filler about that?
There is. It's the episode after the Search for Tsunade arc.
Isn't
Yeah,
that
like, there's a
episode
guy-
the one they have to take like a letter? And I remember Naruto using the Rasengan to power a boat.
That's a different, two different arcs. So the
I know
boat
that.
power
I know
one-
Oh,
that filler
that's so
episode
funny.
happens after the search for Tsunade as well.
Oh, that's so
But
fun.
I didn't
So-
know about this one.
The one Oodie's talking about, I remember
It's a
Naruto
one-off.
pretends to be a hostage to
Yeah.
help the. He basically Naruto sides with the guy who Tsunade owes money to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's definitely not in the manga. I mean,
No,
That's not
no,
fucking
no.
home.
Yeah, he's like trapped
And
to a
it's nuts
tree.
when
They got a
this scene
sword.
happens.
I can imagine it, like Hiruzen calling it to Orochimaru at some point, maybe when he's calling him obsessed and all that.
Well, let's throw in some solid guesses. I mean,
Yeah, I'm throwing
let's
in.
not
I'll
just
throw in a
throw out
couple.
random names. Let's give some firm guesses.
I mean, Kakuzu would be a pretty decent guess, but I don't remember him being called greedy at any time.
Yeah. I can imagine maybe like Sakura says it to Naruto at some point, like maybe when they're on their date and he's like going a little bit overboard with it.
Well,
Like,
it's
don't get
not the
greedy.
correct answer.
I mean, it could even be maybe like someone like Zabuza to Gato or Gato to Zabuza, etc., etc.
Okay, that's gonna be a segue to the one I want you to do next, but
Okay. Oh, no hints for that one.
yeah.
Yeah,
but,
if it's not Neji to Hinata or Hinata to Neji, then I'm not sure what else it could possibly be.
I mean, you're not even
Ino?
close. You were close at one point. Well, kind of close.
Well,
but
is it when you told me to not say that one? Yeah.
No.
Well, Ace, do you have
But
any
there is
guesses?
something I said. Yeah, Ace. I mean, there any characters come to mind?
Only thing I can think of is when Ino says something like that to Choji about eating ramen.
That's not close. I will say so far. Well, Tycho, you throw out some names real quick before I say Oodie's been the closest. You
Yeah, I
try
mean, I
some
don't.
names.
Yeah.
Okay, Oodie's been the closest so far. Then
I don't know.
one of his many guesses.
My question is, where?
So I'll tell you this. You got the correct for who was called greedy at one point. But nobody has correctly said who called the person greedy.
Well, I definitely listed a lot of names. I'm
So
gonna
why
guess
don't you
it.
think about who makes the most sense.
I think it's probably gonna be Orochimaru, and if it's not Hiruzen, then it's gonna be someone else. I don't
Yeah, okay.
remember
That's correct.
Jiraiya saying it in the Search for Tsunade arc or Tsunade, but it could have been Tsunade, maybe.
I'm
Have
gonna
to
give you a hint.
Remember?
Orochimaru is not just greedy. He's far too greedy.
It has to be Kabuto. The question is when.
It's not Kabuto.
It's not Kabuto?
Wait, isn't it prison staff?
Oh
It is-
my
oh, no, it wasn't Enma either.
That'd be so
Enma?
funny. It
Is
might...
it Sasuke?
Maybe it's like
It is not Sasuke.
Madara wouldn't make sense, but maybe like an Edo Tensei, not Hashirama, that doesn't make sense. Maybe Tobirama, but I feel like we would remember that.
I'll tell you this: the person who says it was Edo Tensei, but they didn't say it while in Edo Tensei.
Is it Asuma?
It is not.
Did Itachi
Asuma.
call him that?
Who
How
did you
is
say?
it not Hiruzu?
No.
Wait, who did you say?
Itachi.
Ace?
Itachi could
Okay,
make
said
it
sense.
is
Itachi.
Itachi.
Oh.
Oh, it is
I don't know if
Itachi?
it's in the manga, but it's the episode when Orochimaru, before Sasuke kills Orochimaru, and you have that flashback.
No,
of a
that's
bunch
not
of
in the
Orochimaru
manga.
stuff.
That's not in the manga. Yeah,
okay.
that's in his
So
longer. in the anime.
Itachi chops off Orochimaru's arm, and he's like, "I'm unsure whether I should use you or kill you." And he's like, "No, you're far too greedy."
Yeah,
He says you're
okay.
too greedy like twice in that scene, like so.
No wonder I forgot it. It's Itachi. Ugh.
But it's
Yuck.
okay. You know what? Okay, screw it. I got one that nobody's gonna like. We're just gonna do it. What is Jirobo?
Oh my god.
Fat.
Robo.
Well, you're on the right
Hmm.
track.
No.
It's not boundless, Acolyte.
It's something that Jirobo himself says. Just
He
so we're not here all
directly
night.
Says what he is.
Oh,
He says, I'm blank. So what does he
hungry
say?
or something.
Well, you're very close.
You're
yeah, I
missing
think I know what you're
one
talking
word.
about, but I
I
just
think
don't
we went
remember
through this
exactly
exact
what.
process with Oodie.
Yeah.
It's the other part.
You're missing one word. I mean, it's Jirobo,
Always
so it's
hungry?
obviously during the Choji fight.
Yeah, always hungry is a good guess.
That is a good guess.
It's
yeah.
a good guess, but it's not the correct answer.
But it's like as close as it could possibly be. Pretty much.
Eternally starving or something overly poetic like that.
Well, again, you're getting the synonyms right, but you gotta get the exact wording, dude.
I don't know the wording.
Well, I'm
Well,
and
I
hungry are both correct.
Yes.
There's just another
There's a
word.
word before hungry.
So I'm blank hungry.
I'm really hungry.
On the right track. But so what would a really hungry person say if they ate a plate of food?
Still hungry.
Hey!
There
Jirobo is still hungry.
you go. All right, Oodie, do that Gato one. I'm sure you know which one I'm talking
Oh,
about.
absolutely. Let me go find it.
We could do the problem with us in this tab of Discord is we absolutely could just do 6 hours. And we would have so much fun.
So, what does Zabuza canonically look like?
I think that happens when Zabuza is like on that bed and Nagato shows up, right? I think.
Okay.
And Gato calls him something.
Gato does call him something.
I don't remember what it is.
I wonder if Ace remembers.
Yeah, something like garbage or trash or something like that.
It's definitely a synonym for that.
It's simply meant to mean that.
It's
Does
a
it have
little
something
bit
to
more
do with dog or
Japanesey.
something like.
It's a little bit Japanesey.
well-
I'll give that as a hint.
Yes.
Does he call him Basura?
It's not about tomorrow.
Oh my gosh. That's not gonna help him at all. It's just gonna confuse him.
That's true. It's not tomorrow, it'll be today.
Well,
Well, not
Not
necessarily.
Or yesterday's.
okay.
Yesterday's. Hmm.
Hey, Zabuza, you look like yesterday's. What does he say?
Yesterday's what?
Oh, I think I know a couple of these questions. Like
I'd give
the
you
new
about a
Jonin
7 on that
Naruto.
impression. Wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad.
Thank you, thank you. Well, it is a. I'll go a little bit further. It is a type of fish that Zabuza looks like.
A
trout?
Don't focus on the
sashimi?
animal form. Wait, say that again.
Was it sashimi?
It
Yeah,
is
yesterday's
sashimi.
sashimi.
Yes, like yesterday's.
He
sashimi.
says that?
He does.
does.
Yeah, he's like, you look like yesterday's sashimi.
The English
I
does.
don't. Let me.
It was
double check
supposed to
that
be
in
his
long, 'cause-
cool. Supposed to be his cool, tough guy, semi-mobster thing.
It's so
You look
funny,
like
bro.
yesterday's sashimi.
Yeah. Dygo, I know you said that you think you know a couple of these answers here, so I'm curious which question
Yeah,
you were
like,
thinking of.
who was the new Jonin in Naruto? That was Kurenai.
Ooh. Ace, would you agree with that? Or do you have a different guess?
I believe Kurenai was the newest of the Jonin.
Kurenai is the correct answer.
I mean, that's what Kakashi tells her when they're debating Ibiki. Oh, I forgot you were a new Jonin, so you don't know who the guy is.
It's so weird that she doesn't know who freaking. Like, how do you not know?
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Yeah, and she's like 28, and Ibiki was not among the crowd in the Obito flashback. I think he was not, so they weren't colleagues.
But he is in some of them. He's in at least some of them.
I don't think he is now. I'm pretty sure he is.
I mean, no, we made an intro topic about it at some point. He is in some versions of it, the flashback things. We've seen Ibiki randomly in places.
Oh, I'm talking about the chapter 599 flashbacks for Obito.
Okay, that one I don't think he is in.
Because that's when you see like that 2-page spread with like every single minor
like 2-year-old
Jonin
Hayate taking the Chunin exams, 3-year-old Anko.
Yeah.
Exactly.
By the way, I was thinking about this.
But Ibiki's not in that one.
It makes sense that Kurenai doesn't know Ibiki though, because Kurenai wouldn't generally be aware of every person that's in special forces and everywhere else. Especially if she's new, she would have just got that type of level of clearance as a Jonin. And she's probably never come across Ibiki before.
They're in the same generation.
But when you look at some of Obito's flashbacks in later in the war arc, when Ibiki's his best friend next to Asuma, Kurenai, and Obito and Kakashi.
They're literally hand in hand. It's like a kumbaya.
He's closest to Kakashi alongside Obito, Kakashi, and Ibiki are the trio in the front. Every time. It's Ibiki.
Ridiculous.
True enough.
It's his best friend.
When? Is it in those flashbacks that Obito is seeing himself as Hokage? Like,
I mean, side by side.
Like he's just side by side with him as he's growing up in those flashbacks.
It's consistent
really?
too. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'll go fight him.
47-ish.
Yeah.
Naruto's Beth. I'm always watching. Okay, it's 6:54, I guess.
While you're looking for that, by the way, this is a quiz question. I was just thinking about this earlier. There has to be an explanation for this. I'm just forgetting. Did Obito take the tuning exams twice, or did he just pass when he lost in the prelims versus Guy?
No. I made a video about it, but I mean, there's a retcon, I guess, because in chapter I think it's 30 something, when Kakashi says he was 6 years old when he took the tuning exams to Iruka, and then later we see that Kakashi's like 12 when he passed the tuning exams. Mm-hmm. But then there's like that training montage. Then like 6 months pass of Obito training, and then he takes the exams again. Then he passes.
So he does take it again.
Didn't pass the first time.
So I wonder if the second time he took it by himself, or if he took it with the 3-man cell, because that's like required.
I mean, I think he would just take it with someone else. I'm like maybe Rin and somebody else.
Did Rin pass the first time?
Into what's another one?
Oh, I don't know if maybe Rin did pass because she was a Chunin in the Kanami Bridge arc. But they just make a point to say that Kakashi passed the first time.
Yeah,
he holds
they're
up
making a big deal of that.
the vest and everything.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. It's chapter 651 when we see those like not really flashbacks, but Obito imagining things.
Is
And
that the one that has EBK then? Because I'm trying to find the intro. I
yeah,
know I
that's
have
the
it
one.
in
That's the
Discord
one. That's the
somewhere.
one that has EBK. It's chapter 651, and there's like a shot with all those
Yeah, there
characters.
it is. Yeah.
They're
Feel free to
wearing, but
post
like
it.
this is not real. It's Obito's imagination, so it
Yeah,
doesn't
but just
really
imagining
break anything.
EBK is his best bud.
I mean, and a
I
lot of
like
other
it.
people too. Like they're all the.
Yeah, but the other people make sense. They're like, I mean, Iruka's also a weird one. You never even met Iruka. Why does
Where's-
he imagine Iruka?
That's yeah, because Iruka was like what 9 when the Nine Tails attacked or something. So he would be like
Not even be
8?
young. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, he wouldn't know. He wouldn't know Iruka.
You know, Kamui,
I
if
mean, maybe
anything,
he knows Iruka from like from after that. But
if anything, Kamui, that's just further proof that is Naruto just injecting Obito.
yeah, I'll give you that. That's evidence. That's Naruto. What's Iruka to be there?
and then he remembers. Okay, then there's the other scene with. I mean, it's the next panel essentially. There is Aoba, Genma based, Iruka, Asuma, Hayate for whatever reason, even though he died like
Well,
5
Hayate's
years
in
ago.
the tuning exams flashback, so it makes sense to have.
Yeah, yeah, I guess.
Pretty much everyone
Then-
other than Iruka and Ibiki.
Then there is Obito. Then there is Ibiki without the scars. Kakashi, obviously. Anko. Kurenai and Guy.
I'd
Is
say
there
Ibiki and
anyone
Iruka are the
else?
standouts. Like, why are they there?
Yeah.
And also in the younger kid flashback, Iruka looks way too old. Like he should be like 5.
Wait, who?
In the
Iru-
when they're the above, not the Jonin
The
vest
50,
one, but the one where they have the
599.
other-
The 599.
No, so
flashback?
still 651, but there's like 2 ones.
Oh
with
right,
Ibiki
right,
and
yeah,
everyone.
yeah. No, yeah. He's
The
way
younger
too.
one,
He's way
Iruka
too
looks
old.
like he fits in age-wise when he should be like
Yeah,
30.
he's too old. Yeah, I mean it's him imagining things, so I guess it doesn't really matter all that much.
But, like
Yeah.
again, I just never see. Iruka, like,
And yeah, I mean, at least Ibiki is not among the little kids in chapter 599. So there's that. So yeah,
That makes
Kurenai
sense.
just didn't know the guy. I guess.
Yeah.
How old is Ibiki? Is he older
Let's
than
double
them?
check.
I mean, technically, it doesn't matter because those characters in that flashback are supposed to be different ages, but they all look the same.
I think he says his age in the
It's
Land of
just-
T arc. It's
I
just
like
27.
right,
Okay, so he's about the same age as Kakashi and Obito. He's 27
yeah.
in part 1.
I was thinking
Yeah.
like young
So he
30s.
should be there unless he passed the academy really late.
Yeah.
Academy graduation age 10. Okay, so he was 10.
That's right in line with Asuma and them. So
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess Kishimoto Forgor.
she drew Unko when he should have drawn Ibiki.
Yeah, because Uncle's younger. She's like 24, I think, in
Yeah,
part
she's
1.
3 years old in that tuning exam. If Kakashi's 6, Hayate is 2 years old in that exam.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. I feel like this is a great segue to intro topics if we want to go there.
Yeah, we can segue away from the questions into
Okay.
more of our topics.
So the question, Kamui, is which one do we want to do?
Holy, you got a $69 donation.
Oh, wait,
Luis.
really?
Shout out Luis Lopez! Hammerhead guy diffs all Konoha Shinobi. Only Genma rivals Hammerhead. Well, Dygo, what do you think about that?
I think it's a very fair take. The only other one who has any chance is going to be Hikaku Uchiha.
You know, Dygo would appreciate the many variations of Genma and Baki rewrites we have done.
So,
we
you
have
have?
totally, infinitely praised Genma and Baki to the moon and back. I like Oodie's response to one of the ones I wrote
Oh my God, I
recently.
know.
Which is, I say one thing about Baki, I mean the little coolest guy ever, like we believe 99% of the time, and you hold up my head forever.
Wait, did they have like a revenge fight in Shippuden or something? Is that what
But we've
happened?
just basically, okay, we've gone through many variations of like, so it'll be things that are not, like, for example, you know how Kabuto doesn't fight Kakashi in that arena fight when all the Jonin are fighting?
Oh, okay, so
like,
it's a variation
in the
of the
fight where
arena.
Kabuto fights Kakashi, we've always just mentioned how Genma and Baki just are gonna be like those guys. Like, but it's not gonna be about the top two, Jody. It's the top three, including Genma. And so, like, Baki's that dude. It's just every rewrite. But I have a more recent one, which has Oodie's thing in mind, which is where Baki's not gonna be. As strong.
Okay.
But we don't have to do that one right now if you don't want to.
So, by the way, the Hammerhead guy is Kisame's dad, right? In the rewrite?
Oh, you know that? Okay, yes.
I do know that, yeah.
There's
I didn't know who that was. But
Well,
that's
There's a
cool.
now you do.
flashback arc.
Shout out Genma.
Oh, it's
gonna be OP.
nerdy medical commentary. I remember commentary. You should do a commentary rewrite for her.
Can you tell Kamui's excited? Okay, Kamui. I guess if you want to do
I should
this
let
one?
you pick the topic. Spell tickets around everywhere.
I know!
Alright, you want to do this one real quick?
Yeah, we might as well.
Okay, this one.
I don't know. I mean, Ace, do you have any thoughts on any of this?
Not too much. I was gonna say I actually really agreed with that one. But I was also getting ready to say that I'm gonna have to go ahead and call it a night. I have an early day tomorrow.
That's fair.
As
I
much
do-
as I'm enjoying all of it.
I do want to thank you for coming on, and I don't have your Twitch link in the description because I didn't have time before, but I will put that in there right after the stream.
Oh,
so
yeah.
everyone check out Ace. In fact, I could just do that
Yes,
right
Ace.
now.
Appreciate it. As Ace Overton, normally I intend to start streaming more again, as I always say, but life gets me busy. But I do stream a Dungeons and Dragons ongoing campaign every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Central, which we're up to episode 159, and they are, D&D players have this tendency to find the worst situation and somehow make it worse that you never planned for, and then it's always somebody else's fault. So I look forward to that. You guys have a good one. Excellent conversation as always, and I can't wait to talk to y'all again.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Alright.
Have a good one.
Mhm.
Anyway, next top. Oh, that's right. I meant to say we did this forever ago. So, okay, you guys all remember Don's Ghost Transformation Jutsu, right? You know, the OP thing that we've already broken down why it's the strongest thing in the world, and Don's the strongest character to ever exist. The generational prodigy god. You remember his jutsu, right?
Yes.
So, like, can Don just do Orochimaru's body transfer jutsu with his ghost transformation jutsu? Like, can he just live in another person's body and take it over? If so,
I don't think
Does
so.
he get it
'cause
for
you
life?
spend chakra. You have to spend your chakra to do that, and
Well-
eventually you're gonna run out.
Well, do you
well,
have to?
what if you just use the new body's chakra?
Do you perpetually spend your chakra when you're in someone else when you do the mind transfer jutsu? Like, does it take more chakra to
one
live in that
time
I
person
think
for
so.
longer?
I think you would deplete your chakra. The longer you use it, the more it gets depleted.
Hmm.
You know, kind
Kamui, what do you
a
think?
mana bar.
That's how I think it should work. But Kamui, what do you think?
well, okay, but let's just hypothetically, that's true. So what if Don's he's pre-planning this strategy? Okay, so he has Tsunade hook him up to life support at the hospital before he begins this endeavor. So Tsunade's with their life support machines are just constantly pumping that body with physical energy to keep it alive. And Don himself is just feasting off of his new body for energy as well. So you just see on both ends, he's getting something. Can he stay there forever? Steal, like, Kibimaru's body.
So I don't know if the body would just naturally mold the physical and spiritual energy into chakra. Otherwise, that might be a problem. But that's not an issue because, as we see in different periods of Naruto, you could just give people chakra itself. Just regardless of hooking them up to a life machine for physical energy.
Sort of
just
starts
give 'em
happening
chakra.
in the Madara fight when Tsunade is healing people. So like before that, you were just kind of, accepting that healing somebody is going to, cure their wounds. But then in the Madara fight, all of a sudden, oh no, Tsunade is also giving you her chakra so you can fight for longer.
I mean, functionally, it doesn't matter. The body transfer jutsu lasts approximately 2 years. Dawn refilled Tsunade's Byakugo seal, which takes multiple years to fill up on its own. I think Dawn can live in someone else's body based on his natural chakra reserves for longer than the body swap jutsu.
The thing about the seal, it's kind of weird because, yes, it takes a while for you to build up all that chakra, but I feel like that's what you have to spend in order for you to create the seal. And after that, when you want to refill the seal, it's going to take much less time. Otherwise, like, Tsunade would have to do that several times, and she wouldn't be able to, I guess. Because when she used it against Orochimaru in part 1, I mean, she regains the seal really quickly. And then, yeah, you could say she probably didn't spend all the chakra that she had on the seal, but the seal vanishes from her forehead for a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's my headcanon, at least. You have to essentially build up a lot of chakra in your forehead until you create this reservoir, and then you can use it more effectively later. But
I mean, I think the seal is more or less a natural byproduct of the chakra being stored there, rather than something you have to do for the first time or actively do or whatever. So I don't necessarily think that's the case. And I don't think that Tsunade could just use the 100 healings immediately after just because the seal's there. I think the seal's there to indicate that there's chakra being stored there. Again.
I think it's just a representation of the location.
I mean, do you think she's gonna have to? If Dawn didn't go there and replenish the seal, she would have to wait for 3 years or whatever it takes for her to use the 100 healings again.
I mean, it not necessarily 3 years, because it's implied that you could just, maybe not forever, fill it up more and more, but that you can use it at pretty much any point once it's filled enough, but you can continue filling it up more and more, seemingly pretty much endlessly.
Yeah, but Tsunade also has to actively partition chakra there. So, if Dawn doesn't fill it, she's just not using it for the rest of the war, ever. Because if she's filling it, she's not using chakra otherwise. So,
if that's the theory you're subscribing to, it doesn't mean that Dawn filled the reservoir like it was before. He just gave her whatever chakra he had. Yeah.
It's enough to do this. Thing again, but it doesn't.
Because also, when Gaara brings Naruto, as Naruto's about to die, to Sakura and Tsunade's like, I don't have chakra anymore. Just take Sakura with you.
I mean, well, to be fair, that was after Tsunade fought Madara again and used all her chakra.
I mean, she didn't fight Madara. I mean, she used the Katsuyu summon, but yeah.
I mean, she was definitely out of chakra.
25 Susato clones.
Yeah. For hours, no. By the way.
No, but that's... I mean, no. Are you talking about, she fought against Madara after Dawn gave her the seal? That's what you're talking about?
She continued to fight him.
We don't know how long that was, though. In my head, canon, Madara just stomped him after he returns.
It's implied that Tsunade doesn't have enough chakra to heal the 5 Kage, implying that she's low on chakra. Or that she wishes she had more chakra so she could summon more of Katsuyu, but she just can't do it. That it's not just that she was bisected and really hurt, and that's why she sucks right now, but it's because she's low on chakra.
I mean, does she say something about her chakra levels or something like that?
I mean, I think so.
Let's see.
Also, I do think that Dawn at least implies that he's filling up the 100 healings rather than just putting it up to the bare minimum or whatever. I feel like he's saying that he's restoring it, basically.
Yeah, it's kind of like when Minato restores Naruto's seal. It's not the bare minimum reseal, but it's fully resealing it.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring you down to the 8 tails, Naruto. You're at the 9 tails now. You got it from there, bud. I hope Yamato gets here and die.
That would be really funny. You know, that reminds me of your hypothetical rewrite about the necklace thing.
Which one? We have too many.
What about the
many.
necklace?
Well, we never we were gonna come up with it live for the most part.
I don't
Like,
remember which one you're talking about. That's how many rewrites we have. Control F necklace. Well, you have one. Oh, here's one that I wrote, apparently. The final word is necklace. Is that what you're talking about?
Okay,
It's the only thing I've ever read about necklace. And,
you share your screen.
Yeah.
Let's see what you're looking at.
Is it this one?
I thought you...
It's the only thing you wrote something about necklace. Have the ceiling necklace work on the fifth tails.
Is it a Naruto topic? So you wrote a thing about having another person have... Did I dream this? This is just fake? You wrote a topic about another, if there was another necklace, because it said there's only 2 of this kind or something.
Oh, I think this is here. Okay, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah. There's only 2 in the world. Where's the other? And then I said rewrite time. What character in series already would we give the necklace to? Why? How would they get it? And what would we do with it?
Wait, some other character getting the necklace?
Oh, we also have this, by the way, Kamui. We should probably do some Dygo topics while remember it. We'll do that next.
Inspired by Dygo's video.
We'll do it now, I guess.
Oh,
well, let's talk about it.
Should Tsunade have fought Pain? Regardless of our answer, if she does fight Pain, how would we approach writing it?
So, obviously, the reason she doesn't fight Pain is because she chooses between fighting Pain and healing the villagers, and she chooses the villagers. But she could just be written to do both. It does take away from her decision to choose one over the other.
Well, you could write it in a way, though, where she's not necessarily choosing to fight. Essentially, hypothetically, Pain just forces her into it. Because when he confronts her, as an example. If he just forces the fight. I mean, as it is, she stands up, is looking at him, talking to him. She's not healing anybody when she's doing that. So he basically forced her out of that anyway. So you could hypothetically do it there, as an example.
So you do mean after Shinra Tensei?
No, before Shinra Tensei. It could be before.
Yeah, okay. Before can work. It could be part of the reason that he gets mad and blows up the village in the first place. Maybe Tsunade pushes him.
You could also do after if you just delay when Naruto shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but after, I mean, she's supposed
that would
to be
change
really
that
weak
moment
after.
a little bit. I think it works best.
Mm-hmm.
Because Naruto's supposed to save her.
Yeah, it's also when Sakura... I think Sakura yelling please Naruto works best after the Shinra Tensei as opposed to just after Tsunade losing. I mean, it could work if Tsunade loses, but it works really well after the Shinra Tensei.
Oh yeah, it works way better.
I agree.
It would definitely work better with the Shinra Tensei.
That moment's too iconic to change. By the way, I hate to go back to this, but Kamui, why did you say that you can't lose the fact that it's Yahiko in the Pain arc as opposed to Jiraiya?
I just like it too much.
But why do you like that too much? Because keep in mind, we're not losing it. We're just
so cool.
We're swapping it out for Jiraiya halfway through all of the scenes that we would see Pain in retroactively. We would still get Yahiko for half the scenes and then Jiraiya for the other half, essentially.
I mean, technically, yeah. And you could do a lot of cool stuff with it, but I just like Yahiko being the Pain. I mean, the Jiraiya would work too for a lot of reasons. But I just like it. I would want both.
Is there a specific reason why you like it? Is it because the appearance or design or the voice or...
I definitely think the appearance, design, voice definitely impacts it. I'm not gonna lie. It probably does. But it just... I associate it too strongly. I don't know. I'm sure...
It's too iconic at this point.
Yeah,
because keep in mind,
sure, that's influencing me 90%.
That's so funny. Because keep in mind, the only time that this would be changed is when Pain is attacking the village. Those are the only scenes where we would see the Jiraiya Pain instead of the Yahiko
But that's
Pain.
also the most important scenes.
I know.
But I mean, you can make arguments. So, like for example, if he's using Jiraiya to talk about peace and asking Naruto what do you want to do for peace, and he's talking about he wasn't listening to Jiraiya, and he's having to listen to this Jiraiya. I mean, you could say like arguments.
Okay, you know what? No, I got something for you. Screw Pain's stupid plan to throw one of them into the top of the barrier of the Yamanaka barrier bubble thing to avoid the thing. And there's someone in the stupid. Just have Jiraiya do it. The Jiraiya Pain that would be immune to the bubble and can just walk in. You know, the thing that Koji would parallel in Boruto since it's Jiraiya. Yeah. That would be cool. It'd also be similar to Itachi walking into the village.
Register if they want, and they're like,
I don't think they would have Jiraiya's chakra signature anymore because it's imbued with Nagato's chakra and everything.
Well, you can just rewrite it to work. No.
Yeah.
But yes. Easy. I mean, based on Hidari, though, he's got 10 tails.
Exactly.
I don't know, man.
Exactly. It's dumb. I don't know. But either way.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Real quick, I was looking at it earlier, so scrolling through. I mean, to this day, okay, it's a super cool moment for Naruto. Don't get me wrong. But I don't like the Asura path being one shot. Okay, you can do it to the the whatever, the Preda path. I don't care, but not my boy the Asura path. They just took him out of the fight.
Well, even better. Do it to the animal path after she's already summoned all of the animals.
Yeah, but the animals get unsummoned once she dies. So.
Well, just rewrite it to where that doesn't happen.
I realize that this would completely negate the purpose of having like Yamabunta, the other toads, Gabahiro, and Gabaken. But like, to be fair, the path of pain we got to fight was the animal path with Jiraiya. Like, that's the pain we fought.
Yeah.
That's the one we need the least. That's the one you can dispose of the most.
No, I mean, I think...
With the Asura path.
Is your problem with the Asura path getting one shot at the fact that he got one shot, or the fact that he didn't fight against Naruto in any length? Or both? Okay.
Both, because the Asura path is realistically the second strongest, most durable path, and it's freaking cool. I want my boy shooting his head laser beams.
I'm really fine. I'm fine with the scene when he one shots the path because I think it's too cool, I guess. But
it's really cool. But I mean, you could just do that with any path, technically. The only thing that's great with the Asura path is when you beat the Asura path, it just turns into metal and shit. It's cool.
Yeah, but I think you could have kept the scene with the Asura path because it also shows that Naruto is like way stronger, and you can justify that the Asura path didn't protect himself from Naruto's Rasengan, and so that's why he got one shot and everything. But you could just have the Naraka path resurrect him, and then you can actually have all 6 paths fighting Naruto at the same time.
That too. I mean, honestly, yeah, good point. The Naraka path ran to the freaking Preda path. You can run to the Asura path too.
Yeah. And also, like, you can get the animal path summons to, like, grab the Asura path.
The centipede can grab it.
I do think it's also important to have Naruto have one-on-one interactions with at least most of these paths of pain. The animal path, the Preda path, the Deva path, human path, whatever. Because part of what they're doing with this arc is saying that Naruto is way surpassed this person, or he just surpassed this person. We see some of these people fight the paths of pain. We see Jiraiya have one-on-one interactions with the human or the animal path. Let's see Naruto and how he deals with that in comparison to Jiraiya.
That's also why more characters from the Konoha 12 should have had more important parts in the pain arc before Naruto shows up.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I think every single character should have had at least a little bit to do in that arc before Naruto appears. But, I mean, they don't. Especially Team Guy. I mean, Guy could be outside the village. That's fine.
I was thinking the same thing, Just have Guy out the village.
Guy, take him out of there because he's going to be a problem for narrative reasons.
Yeah, because he's going to fight with Kakashi, and the summon's get Guy in Kakashi combo.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, there are ways you can have Guy in the village, such as if he just replace him with Sakura, saving the little girl from the centipede, except have the centipede be slightly faster, so Guy gets injured, saving her, and then boom, he's out of the story.
Well,
you could write it like that.
Guy fighting the multi-headed dog that just doesn't die.
That could be funny.
He can use Hiradora on it. He's wasting his stamina just to find out the dog's splitting heads.
Yeah, but though, I mean, not Hiradora, maybe Asakujaku, because revealing Hiradora that way would be...
Yeah, but my point being that
it
doesn't really matter what Guy does.
I just think that if you're gonna keep Guy in the village, you shouldn't, make him look weak, I guess. I'm fine with Guy being out the village, but his team, especially Neji and Lee, who cares about Tenten, they should be in there doing things.
Okay.
Also, I mean, Hinata has a moment in the pain arc, sure.
Yeah.
But then Shino, he gets a fight against Conan with his entire clan that's off screen, and you're like, why?
I know.
Why is it off screen?
Why bother?
I feel like we did a rewrite involving Conan in this arc somewhere before too. We've done so many rewrites, and I also looked at that Kabuto versus Kakashi one that was definitely off the cuff on stream, one that we never wrote down.
I mean,
sure.
and then you go to Choji. Choji actually gets some stuff to do. That's fine. That's good. Kiba is like chasing after the Preta path with his mom. Okay.
Yeah.
And Ino is just like following her dad along. She's not doing a whole lot. She's just kind of there. Shikamaru breaks his leg and doesn't do anything. That's kind of disappointing.
I mean, to be fair, it does give at least some consequence of the devastatingly almighty push. Yeah, but like before that, he's not doing anything. He just kind of saves Kurenai from those centipedes. But like the Shadow Stitch. To be fair, that's like Shikamaru's freaking coolest jutsu. I love this Shadow Stitch.
Oh yeah, they're really cool. But it would be more interesting if all the rookies, were fighting against this thing before Naruto showed up.
I agree.
And having a very difficult time.
I mean,
and then Naruto shows up and it's like, oh, he's fighting all 6 of them at once.
So
that's crazy.
One way, I'm curious what you think about this. I don't think it would make Guy look weak. One way that you could have Guy in the village, and again, I'm not saying this is what you should do. I'm just saying if you had to have Guy in the village, one way you could do it is he's in the hospital from whatever previous arc. Depending on how much time you want to think has passed between now and the last time he fought, maybe he's still out of commission from the time he fought Kisame. He's still healing in the hospital. Just a possibility.
And I mean, it's been a long time since he fought Kisame, like the body double, but you could argue that while Naruto and his team were on the Itachi Pursuit arc, Guy could have been on another mission where he got hurt. So yeah, you could do that. So you could have like
Guy
a really
versus
hurt Guy.
Kabuto.
Yeah.
You could also just have a beat where
honestly though, you could actually, instead of Guy being on a random ass mission, he could just be on the Kabuto hunt mission with like Sai and Naruto and Yamato. Because the reason why you're having Guy there, they need someone strong, basically. Yeah. They're just balancing out their team with different things, essentially. That would just make sense.
That would.
I agree.
I mean, I am also kind of against. I understand why Yamato isn't in the village, right? It's because you needed Naruto to go ballistic, and Yamato couldn't respond immediately. But
even then, Yamato can barely stop the foretels. He's not stopping the nine tails.
Yeah. But
he also says he can't do it without the necklace, which the six tails.
True.
Breaks.
You have to kind of focus on the six tails itself, and Yamato running to the village as the tail count is increasing. It just kind of builds up the really desperation.
Cool. It's perfect. Yeah.
I understand why you would just keep Yamato out of the arc, but Sai. Like, Sai is like the new Team 7 guy, and he's not present for that arc.
To be fair,
I don't like Sai. I don't like Sai very much.
Popularity polls at the time indicated Sai wasn't popular, so the editors told Kishimoto to not use Sai as much.
Yeah, rightfully so, I guess. But then again, Sai was just kind of a mistake.
Yeah, but then I feel like, okay, 2 things. One is, okay, in light of that, I feel like then you just gotta commit, though. Then you just gotta write Sai away and not keep lingering him around, because then it makes Sai worse. Because if you use Sai, you can make him more popular. But if you're gonna, like, barely use him but keep him there, you're just rubbing in our faces. Hey, here's this guy you don't like. Oh, here he is. Oh, you're gonna like him even less because he's still not doing anything. Like, that just makes it worse, I feel like.
Yeah, in the next arc, which is the arc about Danzo essentially, and he is Danzo's like main soldier, at least for Naruto's perspective. He doesn't do much at all. Like he does get a little bit for Kamui there,
and not Danzo.
Yeah, he gets a little bit of development when he stops Kamui from spanking Naruto. That's it, I guess. And he also like he goes against Danzo's orders because Danzo tells him to report on Naruto's movements, and Sai is not telling Danzo about what Naruto's doing. But that's very kind of lackluster when it comes to character development. And then there's like, I guess you could say he even gets a finished arc in the war because he fights against his brother.
Exactly.
And that's not very interesting.
I think that's what Kishimoto was really saving Sai for, if anything. Because that's what his entire narrative in the Tenchi Bridge arc was. And that's part of the problem with saying that, have Sai in the story more and he'll be more popular. Because I feel like that's why Kishimoto took him out, because the editor told him to. I think that's why the editors felt like he should be taken out. Sai did have prominence. He did have focus.
That the editors told him to take Sai out? Or is this just, that he was doing bad in the polls and you assume as much?
That's what I remember anyways. I mean,
I've never seen that before, but it's a theory, I guess. I don't know if you just assumed so, or if there's like confirmation about it.
I mean, I definitely remember seeing someone confidently saying it, so I'm just gonna go with it.
Okay. But getting away from Sai, the other thing I was gonna say is, I love the Yamato running scene for sure, but something you could have done, because again, he struggled with the Four Tails, the Six Tails breaks the necklace that he needs. So you could have done a desperate thing to where Yamato tries to stop him
and gets destroyed.
Then the Six Tails breaks the necklace, and then it's like a hopeless, like Yamato's like, shit, there's nothing I can do now. And then we see from there Naruto just progresses up to the ninth tail. So you could do a different thing with it.
You could, yeah. I guess it really just depends. In that case, I would like to fill in those Yamato scenes with something else, like Sakura crying, watching the Nine Tails or something.
Yeah. But I do really like This Is Bad. This is really, really bad. But anyway.
And then Sai doesn't get to do anything else, I guess. And
I mean
Sai and Yamato are... I mean, the Tenchi Bridge arc, if you don't count the bad part of the war, is definitely my least favorite Naruto arc. And I think it has a lot to do with the two new characters that get introduced there, and then they don't do much at all in the rest of the series.
We have done 50,000 Tenchi Bridge arc rewrites, and honestly, we're not going to be able to do all of them, but I feel like we can at least find one that we liked, if we can go over with you. Okay,
oh my gosh.
What do we do, though?
I think we bounced around from topic to topic more on this stream than ever before.
I was about to say it, but then I love how we've done anything but just do the topic we call.
Wait, what's the topic supposed to be?
Which one? So far, we've done almost none of them.
Oh, here's a lot of them. It just depends which one you want to do, Kamui.
Well, that's not actually the Tenchi Bridge arc. That's not in reference to a different thing.
Wow.
Okay, so okay.
Oh no.
Dygo, we'll let you pick your favorite of these. So, because again, we have gone over a lot of possibilities. We've done Alko basically just replaces Yamato. It just as a character.
Right.
We've done Neji is the leader of the Tenchi Bridge arc. We haven't discussed this, but I presented as something forced to discuss. But Yugao is actually the leader of the Tenchi Bridge arc. There's probably others. Oodie, are there any others that we've done that you remember?
Combine Yugo's character. Combine Anko and Yugo's character.
I've also written that one. Yes, I was going to say that one. I've combined Anko and Yugo as a thing, too.
Okay, let me tell you what I did in the rewrite series with the Tenchi Bridge.
Did you do that?
No. I did combine characters, though. I sort of combined Yamato and Sai into one character. And the fourth member on the team that was under Yamato is Hinata.
Okay. We have done that as well, where Hinata replaces Sai.
Yeah.
We've done the Sai replacements too. But I think my favorite is. Do we have? Okay,
The
real
Anko
quick.
idea, I like the Anko idea a lot, actually.
Yeah, the Anko one. Okay, let's go over the Anko one first because that's the one I've probably written the most.
God.
Wait, it's actually
Can't
written.
use
Oh,
it, stop
okay.
it.
But no, I've absolutely written the Anko one before.
The question is it still here? Or is it in used topics now, or is it just
You
deleted?
know, I've always tried to like keep the
Okay.
rewrites here because I feel like I like to, in case we want to do this sort of thing.
Mhm.
I love how I just see more things that I'm like, oh, it's hard.
We can't, Kamui. At this point, we're just going from topic to topic, talking about the topic instead of talking about the topic.
Okay, let me see if I can get this.
The question is, where is it?
I know, pretty old probably.
I mean, one thing's for
Okay,
sure.
I have a really short one, but I thought we must have just talked about this. Well,
Okay.
definitely said more than this paragraph of Anko can specialize in sealing jutsu. Okay. There's different variations you could do. I don't know where I wrote some of the other ones, but one option anyway is that Anko specializes in sealing jutsu, and basically Orochimaru's 5-pronged seal is just like a very good jutsu, and that's basically the foundation for what she's gonna do in the Tenchi Bridge arc to seal the Nine Tails. She's gonna do the 5-pronged seal, and for all we know, we're just gonna say that's what Jiraiya did too, and so on. She could do that. The other one, though, that I can't seem to find written down is Anko is Orochimaru's student.
Yes.
Anko is Orochimaru's lab rat for the curse mark.
Right.
Anko is being used as to make the curse mark that Edo Tensei stronger. Yamato's being used to make the Zetsu. Just combine everything. Who's the most likely person to be Orochimaru's test subject for Hashirama's? Anko! She has wood style too. She's just the guinea pig for all of this shit.
Okay.
You know, I bet I know where I
Okay.
wrote it. I think I wrote it where I said a different topic, which is how Jiraiya's got a special prodigy student of Minato. Why, like, Shizune's pretty strong. Why is Anko so mid? Like, I feel like all three should be some pretty strong prodigies. Oh, how's Anko gonna be strong? He's got curse mark and wood style. That's how. That's how
Okay.
she's Minato low.
Real quick, Kamui, if we're doing this for the Anko rewrite, we absolutely should have Anko be Matsuri instead of Moegi.
Well, why not? Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I can see that. That's
Let's see where I
interesting.
wrote Anko. Give me more Anko. Where are these things going? We wrote all these topics. They must be news topics. I know.
Oh.
Like, we really just need to go reference whatever video where we actually talked about this shit. But where we actually say this in a good way. But I'm just trying to look at. Why can't I find anything? This is so stupid.
I know, it's so stupid. Because I know they're there when I type in certain things, and it just doesn't pop up in the search. I just don't know why.
Yeah, it's just like, bro, like.
But if you can't find it, we should probably do topics we can find.
Yeah, I guess I can't find it. Well, the gist of it was she would have the wood style, and then like, I mean, it basically just amplifies everything you know with Anko. There's already a pre-established history with Orochimaru, and she's going there. She just is everything, like, you know, and so on. You just give it it's someone you already care about who's just gonna have this shit. And back in part 1, she can use the wood style snakes or whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter in part 1 anyway. Like, you can do a lot of things, but saying
Would
this
she
as
fight Orochimaru like on a 1v1 sort of thing, or?
Yeah, when she does the striking shadow stakes, they can be wood stakes. It doesn't matter. You know?
No, but I mean, in the rewrite for the Tenchi Bridge arc, would you make her fight Orochimaru?
Have her fight Kabuto, probably be like her, because Orochimaru is fighting the Four Tails.
Yeah.
He would give her an actual Kabuto fight, which you could do a lot of dynamics with them building up to this moment and even continuing forward. Because who is it who's going after Kabuto later on? Unko. Who captures Unko? Kabuto. So just built that up a little bit more. Plus, when Kabuto's all like, "Oh, you think just because you have a curse mark and this," and Kabuto's stealing everyone's abilities, he can just, brag about, "Oh, I can do this even better than you," But I feel like I'm making this sound way less convincing than we originally said whenever we wrote this down.
So there's a couple of short Naruto topics that are Dygo topics. There's also a couple of long rewrite topics that are Dygo topics.
Okay.
So I guess we'll just start at Naruto topic since it's shorter. So, Kamui, since you wrote this, did you want to be the one to say this?
Well, we had the perfect thumbnail for it that I made earlier, actually. The worst jutsu in Naruto. That's just convenient,
I guess we'll just make that a clip.
I wish I had actually thought about my answers. I wrote the questions, but did not think of any answers. So I guess we're all off the top of the head. Okay. So, Dygo, I have 3 different categories for the same question. So, we're looking at the worst jutsu in Naruto.
Mm-hmm.
With 3 different perspectives. The first perspective is just a bad, useless jutsu. Now you can, for example, you can look at it like Jiraiya's whatever jutsu, it's literally useless. Or you can look at it like a jutsu where you're like, well, I get it, but it's just useless. The second perspective is, it's the worst for the plot. It makes no sense, it breaks the universe, and so on. The third perspective is, narratively and or thematically, it's the worst for the story. So we want to find answers for all 3. But are there any that stand out to you?
Okay, for worst for the plot, I guess I have 2 possible there's obviously Izanami.
The substitution jutsu.
Yeah.
The substitution jutsu, although
Easily.
I'm not as...
the substitution jutsu is inconsistent. It
is, but you can
not.
You can sort of ignore it. You can sort of ignore its existence. But the worst jutsu has
it in Gaara versus Lee.
Right. The worst possible jutsu is whatever jutsu Black Zetsu uses to transform Madara into Kaguya. That has to be plot-wise. That's the worst one. There's no way around it.
Okay, Dygo. I hate to segue, but I did have a topic that if you had to include Kaguya, how would you do it? I don't want to do that one just yet, but I'm curious. If you had to make that Zetsu stab jutsu thing something cool and related to whatever, what would you have it be? A popular theory is that Black Zetsu just is a karma seal. My new personal favorite theory. I know. He's not going to like what I'm about to say next either, but he's going to laugh at its ridiculousness. My new personal favorite theory is that Black Zetsu is a soul thorn.
What is that?
It's
Boruto.
Yeah, it's the only word you needed to hear. Have you read the latest, past year worth of chapters in Dubu Vortex?
No.
Okay.
No.
Do you know what the Shinju are? I think you do. You should know what the Shinju are.
The tree guys?
Yeah, the tree guys.
Yeah.
So when you kill the tree guys, it one of these are inside of the tree guys, and it's you take it and you stick it into the tree of the person, and it frees them. And so
Dygo, I highly recommend you catch up, but not for the reason you expect. It's because chapter 25 in particular, the worst chapter in the franchise that ruins 3 characters completely. Especially Sarah.
The main characters, the main antagonist, the main character, and the secondary main character.
I'm curious. What happens?
Well, it retcuts her entire character.
How?
Boruto's entire
well, okay.
And Momoshiki's entire
So let's just ask Dygo a set of questions. So Dygo,
we did this before we kick up chaos.
So Dygo, what do you think? Just knowing what you know about Boruto, what's the last thing he would do?
He who?
Boruto. What's the last thing he would do?
I don't know, kill Sarada or something.
Well, who's the one person he would never turn to for help?
I don't know.
Well,
Who's the one person he wouldn't want to take over his body?
Oh, Momoshiki. I mean, Momoshiki's not a person. He's a... Okay.
well, that's fair. That's fair.
So, what happens?
Well, what if I told you he went to Momoshiki and said he can permanently take control of his body if he kills Jura?
Okay.
After saying many times that he doesn't want Kawaki to have to kill him, like he wants to end things, friendly. Like he was like, "Oh, I want to beat him up and be friends." He doesn't want any of them to die. But make no mistake, Dygo, he told Kawaki, "Hey, if Momoshiki ever takes over, I want you to kill me." And then proceeds to tell Momoshiki, "Hey, can you take over to beat Jura?" So, Dygo, tell me how he's going to end friendly with Kawaki based off
How
his
does that even
three-
make sense? Because base Boruto, when he's 12 years old, one-shots Momoshiki, and now people are saying, oh, Boruto's like godlike ultra-versal power levels, and now, oh, I need Momoshiki's help to beat Jura, whatever.
So I'm glad you're
That's not
saying
even the
that.
problem.
And I'm glad that you're mad about it, because so was I, unironically.
I'm not mad, I'm indifferent if I don't care.
Well, I'm mad about it.
Oh my god, we've written so much.
I know. I want to find the Sarada tweet.
Wait,
You
so
know the one.
What happened with Sarada?
So I'm trying to
Well,
find the
we'll
tweet
finish with it.
because
Actually, okay, let's start with Momoshiki real quick. So, Dygo, when it comes to Momoshiki, you read part 1, right?
Yes.
Um,
Unfortunately.
so, you know how he, wants to take over Boruto's body and all that?
Stab
And
Sasuke's
Momoshiki's a
eye.
villain.
Yeah.
What do you think the worst thing you could do with Momoshiki is?
I mean, make him a good guy again.
Well, how about even worse?
What do you mean?
Well, Dygo, if you would have read a villain in your story, would you ever have to be so depressed that they don't feel like being a villain, and your main character has to beg them to be a villain?
He's depressed?
well, he's
So
not just depressed. Yeah, I guess I'll be the one to say it, Kamui. He's so depressed, he doesn't even want to just die. He wants to go farther than that, and he wants to no longer exist.
And he's
But
so
why?
depressed, he's not even trying to take over Boruto's body to kill himself. He's just so sad. He's done nothing.
Why
Keep
is because
writing.
Boruto beat him 3 years
Because
ago.
Boruto said no.
And Momoshiki just can't do anything about that. Despite being the fact that he can just take over anytime he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when Boruto's knocked out.
Or, after he used the Karma Seal
Yeah, both of which have happened.
at the same time.
Within 10 minutes of each other.
Okay, well, on to...
No, for Sarada.
All right, well, okay, I think that this tweet is really the best way to go about it. Do you agree with that, Kamui?
It's definitely a good starting point, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
So, Daigo,
I don't see the tweet.
It's right here on my share
Oh, there
screen.
you go.
If you just want to... I'll just let you take it away and let me know your thoughts.
Sarada, who aims to become Hokage, shows off a new power. Sarada, having become aware of her feelings for Boruto and her goal of becoming Hokage, activates the Mangekyo Sharingan. With the power to manipulate gravity, she overwhelms the divine tree Ryu.
So I know you haven't read
Okay.
in a while, so ignoring the Ryu stuff or the Mangekyo Sharingan stuff, just ignoring that. Does anything stand out to you? Anything that you would know as being maybe peculiar here? He's
I
like,
mean,
I know you haven't read in the past like 12 chapters or whatever, and I know
I
you
mean,
don't
the
like
last
light
thing I
Boruto.
remember, the last thing I remember happening is Tree Sasuke and Tree other guy getting into a bookstore.
Well, I
that I
think I
read.
know an easy way to do this. Ignoring the blatant contradiction in the statement itself that we haven't talked about yet, but do you remember Naruto Gaiden?
I'm so glad. That's that's exactly where I was gonna
Yeah.
go, Kamui.
Okay,
Yeah.
do you remember
Yeah.
like, you know, the end thing for Sarada, like what something about Sarada's character at the end of the story at all?
She kind of acknowledges Sasuke as her dad, and awakens the Sharingan. It's been a while since I read that.
You know, Naruto made her pretty happy. Do you remember that, like, doing anything for Sarada, like influencing her in any way?
Oh yeah,
You know,
no, definitely. He had
direction of her story in the future.
words
and
of
all,
wisdom for Sarada. He saved Sarada.
But does Sarada want to
Is there
do
anything Sarada wants to
anything
do?
because of that?
Become Hokage?
Yeah, okay,
okay.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah, so that
glad
happened in
you're saying
Naruto Gaiden. Do you also remember the Boruto movie? Do you remember, like, if there was, like, an end scene or anything along those lines in the Boruto movie? You know, back in 2015 when the Boruto movie came out with Sarada's character?
I don't remember. I don't remember a particular end scene.
Remember, like, she
No.
tells Boruto she wants to do something.
Become Hokage. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
And then
yeah,
Boruto
yeah.
says, like, yeah, I'll be the Shadow Hokage who protects you. And, you know,
Oh, and they're
like,
I remember they're like on the Hokage heads when they're saying those things, I think.
Yeah, and then do you
so
remember-
keep that in mind, Dygo. And never mind the fact that she says she wants to be Hokage like 30 times in part 1.
Yeah.
Don't want you to read this again.
I'll even help you out. You can skip the first sentence.
Oh, she just became aware of her feeling, of her goal to become Hokage.
Hey,
That's-
yeah, she's just now aware of it. Just now,
That's what Shonen Jump say.
as of chapter like 21.
Okay, but does something happen in the chapter itself? That's weird?
No, oh no, a lot of things happen in the chapter.
Okay.
But-
This is just the beginning. This is just the promotion team.
Okay, but Sasuke didn't die, did he? Or has he died already?
No, he hasn't died.
He has not died.
Okay. He's just a tree still. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But real quick, while we're at it, just in reference to the promo stuff, Sarada's Mangekyo has a lot of promotion. It's not even just a promotion, it's also in the manga. They like to say that Sarada awakened her Mangekyo Sharingan in this Two Blue Vortex arc. You know, I don't know what you, Dygo. You know, I wasn't the
I
biggest
remember
fan. I
her
remember,
awakening
like, both
as
of
she
us
was crying to Sasuke.
Yeah, we both complained about Sarada's, what's the word? It starts with the letter A. I think it rhymes with awakening.
Her full awakened. Oh, shout out Blue Star, who
Yeah,
is
with
here now.
Sarada awakened the Mangekyo
And
in
we'll get to
chapter
that.
80. Yeah. But, you know, if you ask Ikimoto, she awakened in chapter 21 of Two Blue Vortex. I mean, Koji says it, the promotion team says it, they say like 50,000 times, she awakened it.
They have said that
Well, make no
a lot.
mistake, but make no mistake, Sasuke says in the same arc that Sarada awakened it back in, you know, the previous manga, chapter 80. Like, he referenced, yeah, she awakened it 3 years ago, but she awakened it now.
So, Kamui, what do you think about Vaughn's comment to you? You know, looking at the comments first,
It wasn't asleep.
So Vaughn says, awakened, aroused from sleep, cause to stop sleeping.
Okay,
It
but
doesn't
Vaughn,
mean
if you're
first
gonna say,
time.
okay, Vaughn, we like you, by the way, because I recognize you, but if you're
That's
gonna say
why
that, though,
you
then that
like
just
him,
means
because you
every
recognize
time
him.
Sarada uses her Sharingan, she's awakening it because she puts it away and takes it out.
Well, specifically because she put it to sleep.
Yeah, like.
Yeah. So
So
her
you
ability is to like create many black holes? That's like what she does?
That's,
Kind of.
yeah.
Okay.
Now, if you
I
ask
just-
Mello, it's the strongest thing in the world that defeats everyone of all universes and all franchises, but it's probably not that strong.
Well, they just released that data book thing that confirms it's not going to be that strong, because they literally put limits on it, but
Yeah.
either way.
But anyway, well, we mentioned the Hokage stuff. So, like, Dygo, I mean, based off Sarada's character, what do you think the worst thing that this chapter could do?
Make her not want to be Hokage anymore or something?
Well, I'll say you're 25% right. You have elements of that, that's right.
It's Hokage related.
Okay. I mean, does she want to kill Boruto or something? I don't know.
No, honestly, I wouldn't blame her. After what he did with Momoshiki, I think that'd be good for her character.
Yeah, I support
but
Kawaki
that's
now.
a different topic. Yeah. It's proving Kawaki right. He is a dangerous Otsutsuki.
Well, Daigo, what was Sarada's reason for wanting to become Hokage in the first place?
She wanted to follow Naruto's footsteps.
Interesting.
She was inspired by Naruto.
Interesting. You know, that's how I remember the Naruto Gaiden manga, which excluded Boruto from 90% of chapters as well. But what if I told you that all along, actually, it hasn't been about Naruto at all?
It's about Boruto?
It's about Boruto! You know, the guy she likes and has had a crush on ever since the beginning, and thinks that she's a total loser for not admitting that to herself until now.
We'll also remember, though, when Sarada kept saying she's going to become Hokage every other chapter, she didn't think she was worthy of becoming Hokage because she didn't know if she liked Boruto or not. Like, she was questioning. Like, do I like him or do I just like him as a friend? Like, she wondered, like, hey, you know, what do I think? Well, because she wondered that, she's a total loser and wasn't worthy of becoming Hokage in her opinion. You know, never mind the fact that she kept saying
total
she's
loser.
Gonna become Hokage every other chapter. But
yeah, again, I cannot underemphasize. She thought, like, I'm not just saying that myself. Sarada says she is a total loser because of how she felt about Boruto.
You know, like, let's just go pull up the actual word for word what she says. It's chapter 25.
Okay.
Spending, yeah, it made her a complete loser. Which made me wonder whether I had any right to still try to become Hokage.
That's not even wavering.
She had
She's
any
yelling
at
right.
Shikamaru about how she's going to become a better Hokage than him.
And she thinks that because she didn't really acknowledge her feelings for Boruto.
Well, it's also because Yodo, you remember Yodo, right? Everyone remembers Yodo. Boruto really is upset about her death, by the way. Boruto's the only one who cares, though. Never mind Yodo's friends. Boruto, who's never met Yodo, he's the one who cares. But
who's Yodo?
Exactly.
So Yodo says the weirdest dialogue of all time that makes no sense in every translation, including Oodie's own. You know, actually, let's just go read it to you and see if you can understand.
Oh, real quick, by the way, just on this, I also did translate this, and this is what this is saying. It's translating this, and I've translated this word for word. It is saying this. So it's not a mistranslation. Just clear that up.
So, let's go find the important part.
Yojo's like the Sand Village girl. Okay.
Yeah, so,
she dies?
Yodo was...
Well, trust me, Boruto would know.
Yeah.
Kamui, I'll let you share your screen if you want.
Oh, yeah, right. I should probably do that. Yeah, but Boruto, we have the meme, not Yodo, because Boruto's constantly crying about Yodo's death, but
wait, so
nobody
how do they
cares.
make a Naruto tree guy?
Hmm?
Do they take Naruto from the Kawaki dimension?
There's not a Naruto tree guy.
It's not?
No.
The guy who kills Yodo?
No, that's Shinky.
No, that's... Oh, yeah, that's Shinky.
Oh, he looks a lot like Brian mode Naruto.
That's so funny, bro! Yes! Yes, I love that you say that. I love that you say that.
Where he looks like Naruto. We've shown that
somewhere. I've so entertained that as a topic before. That's so fun.
I really thought he was
so good.
one of the tree guys that was done with Naruto. Okay.
I love that.
Using Iron Sand and stuff.
That proves it's a genuine topic.
I mean, other people have said it before. But,
Exactly.
so Yodo says, okay, so
Wait. So that tree guy is the sand guy.
yeah.
Yeah, he
Oh.
looks a lot worse than he did in part 1, so that's probably why you didn't recognize him.
Okay.
Because he looks stupid now. You know, as opposed to part 1, where he looked cool. Yes, that's probably
They
the
also
explanation.
just made Shinky lose his Iron Sand jacket randomly for no reason. He just doesn't have it, even though it would have saved his life. But that's a separate topic for another day. So Yodo. So the gist here is that Sarada's holding back her Mount Gekyo power that she's had all along. So Yoda's like, I don't know why or what you're holding back for. Okay, that's the only thing that makes sense so far. The rest of this won't make sense. But it's okay to use it for things other than just the greater good. So far, let's make sure we're on the same page. Sarada, it's okay to use your Mount Gekyo for other things than just the greater good. The Sarada's only been using the Mount Gekyo for the greater good, which he hasn't used at all.
It's also, I guess, okay to use it for morally ambiguous things, I guess, is what Yodo's saying. Sure, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but what is Yodo saying you should use it for? Well, Sarada, you're allowed to use your Mount Gekyo for, and only for, that special person in your life to protect them. So Boruto. So Sarada, it's okay to use it for things other than just the greater good. So first of all, you have a contradiction. You can use it for more than just this. Well, but you can only use it for this. That makes no sense. But anyway, so Sarada is allowed to only use it for Boruto. And you know what Sarada does? She uses it now when Boruto is not there.
You know, as opposed to like 12 chapters ago when he was there.
Remember, it's not just for Boruto's sake. Oh, Boruto wants you to know that it's to protect them. She's not protecting Boruto at all here. Protecting Mitsuki and Araya, best
So
buddy
like
Araya.
she can use the black hole to suck things into it. That's
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, real quick,
kinda
like
like
spoiler, another
I don't
case of
care.
her not using it for Boruto would be in this latest chapter, actually, when she tries to use it on Damon. Hey, this is for Boruto, all right.
Oh no, next
Wait,
chapter she's gonna get fodderized by Damon. I am hyped. Just so you know.
so she doesn't go blind by using her manga.
It actually was confirmed that
fair,
she
she's-
will be going blind in the data book that was just
She
recently
will?
posted, yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what?
In the data book thing that was posted the other day.
It said that, really? Oh, wait, hold on. Is it in the Boruto database? Boruto database.
Yeah, I posted it in the
Sorry.
Boruto topics if you just want to go there. Because there was like an English translation of it that I think Vaughn posted, so I just posted it there. And to be fair, I haven't actually read the English translation, but I'm just going to assume it's there because he said it was. How many things have we posted since then? What day is this? Where are you?
920?
You're not 920. Okay, you started up. You must have started way up. Wait, that's the bottom? Okay, where is that?
There it
It's
is.
right there, yeah. Okay.
Drawbacks consists of a tremendous amount of chakra, gradual deterioration of vision, eventually resulting in blindness.
Oh,
Okay.
there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, screw all those idiots who say, oh, because it's from love, she's not going to go blind. It's just like every other Mount Gekyo, like we've been saying. No difference. The only difference is that her awakening sucked.
There you go.
At least they didn't do that. I thought they would do it. I thought they would.
I was holding
Oh,
out so much hope they would not.
Oh, I really wanted them to do it. At this point, I wanted to just be as
That
bad
would be
as
the worst thing
possible.
possible.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, we want that for some aspects, but not other aspects. We pick and choose if we want it.
To be fair, it makes for really funny reactions. Like, I still love our reaction to them ruining Momoshiki. It's so sad. We were so depressed watching it live.
I also remember when we were making fun of Shy Sarada live, too.
We do a lot of
That was a
things.
pretty fun. Chapter 25 might be some of our funniest streams.
Oh my god. We should probably get back to Naruto topics now.
Okay, yeah.
Naruto datte ba yo.
Okay, first, a couple questions from the chat. Let me also zoom in and then share my screen.
Wait, hold up. We never finished the worst
I
jutsu.
know. Just a couple questions for Dygo from the chat. Just do that real quick. Question for Dygo Knight. How many parts does he expect his pain arc rewrite to be?
Hmm.
You don't have to answer that.
I'd say probably from
You
like
might as well.
anywhere from 5 to 10. I don't know.
Oh wow.
It depends on how long I'll make each episode.
Yeah, and I'm gonna imagine that you're gonna make them pretty long too, like maybe 40 plus minutes if I were to guess. But I just guess, I don't know.
They're usually like that around that time, but
Just from what I've seen. Daigo talking about Momoshiki has the same energy as Professor Snape watching Quidditch. It's very funny, and we should hug him. Well, Daigo, would you accept Luca Baldazzi's hug?
oh, I know Luca. Yeah, he's always on my streams and everything.
Shout out, Luca. Yeah, I'm assuming all these names I don't recognize are from you. Kelvin said, didn't Naruto teach Sarada to appreciate her family? Not in Ikimoto's version of the story.
Because she's definitely not appreciating her mom at the very least.
She's only appreciating how hot
Did Sakura show up
is.
at all already? Like in
oh yeah. She's been in the same room as Sarada, and they haven't said a word to each other about anything.
Huh.
Yeah, not about the Mangekyo.
Has he shown up at all?
Not about the fact that Sasuke left. Not about the fact that Sasuke's a tree and Hidari now. Just nothing. Nothing at all. Not about Boruto or Omnipotence. Just nothing.
Holy crap.
But thankfully, don't worry though, because Sakura has said some things. She explained that after one of the people that got out of the trees was out of the trees, that she's actually okay. So don't worry, we got that. She's
just a little hungry. That's all.
Wait, who got out of the tree?
Moage.
Okay, the most useless.
Oh, by the way, Ryu just died in one arc too. Like he's just gone.
Who's Ryu?
Oh, in Jura just
Shinky.
could have saved him, just didn't feel like it. I guess.
Yeah, they ruined Jura a couple chapters ago.
Even though he was bang, oh, we can't let Hidari rot. God forbid that. Even though he wasn't gonna rot.
Okay, but now we're just saying things that he doesn't know. We're just complaining.
But anyway,
if one takes a branch of the Sasuke tree and plants it somewhere, what would happen? I'm assuming nothing. Just like in real life, I don't think planting a branch does anything.
Yeah, you need to plant the seed. And the seed is probably the thorn soul.
Yeah. Also, what does he think of those who thinks he doesn't get Naruto with some of the changes he does with his rewrite? I think I understand the question.
I don't.
He probably doesn't care. All right, this Dygo.
I mean, of the people who think, I don't care too much.
I was right. Does Dygo plan to do another original rewrite arc?
Yes.
There you go. All right, that's all the Dygo rewrite spoilers for the stream. Back to topics. Kamui, you're gonna. Never mind, I found it. I was gonna say you're gonna have to help me here. Do we want to do this one? The bad jutsu one, Kamui?
Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I'm looking at your YouTube, which is way behind. I was like, you just read that question. We can.
Well, Dygo, bad jutsu.
Bad for useless. I don't know what's the useless. Every single Tenten jutsu.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Worst jutsu for the plots. The jutsu Zetsu uses to make Madara turn into a meatball. The worst jutsu narratively or thematically. I guess I could say Izanami for this one, so I could put all the bad ones.
What's your reasoning for why narratively this jutsu's bad?
Because it makes the ending of the fight very dissatisfactory. It's just a jutsu that takes every single box they needed to take in order for Kabuto to be defeated, and it's not set up. It just feels like, oh yeah, Kishimoto made up a jutsu that will be perfect for the situation.
I have to agree with that argument.
I agree. Because I think the way I would word that argument, keeping it as the same argument, is that Itachi isn't the one who changes Kabuto. He just activates a jutsu that does it for him. He doesn't have to put in any effort. It's basically just lazy.
Right. Honestly,
Well,
I don't even like...
From the plot perspective too, though, it's so Kabuto has XYZ counter, so Kishimoto just made up a jutsu that Itachi's never talked to, nobody's ever talked to before, that just so happens to be able to get around all of Kabuto's counters.
Also the consequence of it blinding an eye has zero effect at all. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, because it's just an Edo Tensei who's gonna undo himself anyway.
Yeah.
No, I don't even like the fact that Kabuto is in that position in the story to begin with. I think it should have been Orochimaru there.
Oh, we found that rewrite too, don't you?
Yeah. Well, also the fact that the fact that Itachi and Kabuto are like narratively so intertwined with one another, especially at this point of the story, and they do absolutely nothing with that because they just go with this Izanami route. And it's not like even Itachi's been doing anything in the Izanami to change Kabuto. It's just repeating the fight until Kabuto gets frustrated.
Yeah. I mean, they could have actually done this something very similar that would have worked better with Tsukuyomi instead. But then Itachi actually has to project illusions to show Kabuto like a better way of living his life.
Completely agree.
I don't know. It could have been something a little bit better. Yeah, he couldn't like cast ocular genjutsu on Kabuto, but he could go around those things with like clever strategy.
Because he's not learning anything from Itachi because he's Itachi. He's learning that from Itachi because Itachi's strong. Like, because the fight just continues.
Yeah, no, Izanami is just out of the three fights that are happening at the same time, which is like Sasuke and Itachi versus Kabuto, the fight versus Madara, and Obito versus Naruto, B, Kakashi, and Guy, that's the worst one because of the ending, especially.
Yeah, the ending's the weakest for sure.
It also feels like the less epic of those three fights. I don't know if it's because of the location, because it's more constrained, so the jutsus can be less grandiose and things like that, but
I think so.
It doesn't have the same weight as the other two fights have.
I will say, of the three, it feels the most deadly.
Starts, though, I feel like when they're just talking in the cave and stuff, I feel like it had like I really like the start going into the fight.
Right.
It's what I was super hyped about, because I was like, was like hyped up for Kabuto to be doing his villainy thing, because the whole time he's scheming around Obito and stuff. So like, I just wanted Kabuto to actually do some crazy shit. Like, Itachi's hyping himself up.
I don't think the whole fight's bad or anything. I just don't like the ending when it comes to Izanami. It's very, it's just kind of dissatisfactory.
It feels the most dangerous to me, and I feel like that's what the Naruto series excels at. It's not the explosions and the nukes of the Ten Tails fight, or the huge Susanos or deep forest emergences of the Madara fight. It's the ninja tactics and all that. It's the fact that you have this assassin guy that's going to sneak up behind you, speed blitz you, and cut you in half with the sword. It's the sharpness of the sword versus the explosion. It's a completely different thing. That's what the ninja thing is.
I don't really feel that way about
you
this
don't
fight.
really, because that's what I like about the Anbu. The shadowiness.
I don't feel like it's the most dangerous of. Honestly,
I feel like Kabuto's the most unpredictable.
As it was coming out, to me, the one I felt most danger for was actually the Obito fight.
Well, I think Obito's more powerful. Obito's more powerful, but I feel like Kabuto is more of, if you drop your guard, Kabuto's going to be the first one to kill you of the three.
But I think part of the problem though is that, so fundamentally, Kabuto is doing some actually ridiculous OPS shit, but they're just writing around everything Kabuto's doing. Kind of, so like, for example, Kabuto just has this jutsu that just blinds and paralyzes you. But Itachi just like throws the jutsu, he just guesses where Yamato's gonna attack, and it just works. He just stops using the jutsu, and then he puts him under genjutsu. They gotta genjutsu themselves out, and so on. It just feels like he's just doing crazy stuff, and they're just somehow getting around it. Or at Kabuto, you can't hurt him, you can't hit him. It's all these things, but they're just not doing anything. Kabuto's just chopping Itachi enough over and over again, but he's at Otensei, so it doesn't matter. Like,
Honestly,
it feels like Sasuke is also kind of useless in the fight. He's just there,
Kind of,
sort
yeah.
of. It doesn't feel like they're much of a team. I know that there's that scene with a little flashback. When
Bro, I can't be bothered with that stupid, boring flashback of them chasing the
especially
boar.
considering they
Bow
don't
it
It's
in.
not as bad in the manga.
Kabuto with it.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
Tell you what.
but going like, I remember when I was reading this part of the manga when the manga was coming out, and I remember, I think it's the time I felt the most danger reading Naruto was when Kakashi and Guy were being attacked by the table beasts, and they had to like turn their backs to each other, and Guy uses Asakujaku to essentially, take care of the gas from the six tails, and Kakashi had to use lightning cable to slash the tentacles, not the tentacles, the limbs from the version 2 chakra. I remember I was like, oh, I think they can die here. Holy crap, this is getting intense. So this is probably out of those those 3 fights, the one I was most fearful for the main characters, I guess.
Okay, Kamui, I'm curious what your answer is. When did you personally feel the most danger when watching the series? That's not to say in retrospect what you now think is the most dangerous.
These 3
Like,
fights, or just in the whole
No, in the
series?
whole franchise, not just series, whole franchise. When you were first watching it, when did you, at that time in your life, feel like that was the most dangerous scene in Naruto? I have 2 answers. The first one would be when I first watched The Land of Waves when I was like 3, and Haku, specifically Haku, was in his ice mirrors taking out Naruto and Sasuke. Like, I'm remembering, like Sakura throws the kunai to save Sasuke. Haku grabs it, he's just gonna prepare to kill Sasuke with it. So dangerously cool with his mask is like so deep inside with the cold puppet like eyes. It's so dangerous. The second time would be when Ishiki invades the village. Just after everything we saw with Jigen and the horn and the Otsutsuki that Sasuke saw in the Ten Tails dimension, with the Ten Tails, by the way, that's back. And the fact that Ishiki is way stronger. When Ishiki invades the village, that's when it's like, okay, that's danger.
Okay, so
Those are
I'm
my
going to
2.
start with top 3 arcs and just kind of narrow my way down. So, for those 3 arcs,
The
I would
pain
say
arc,
Sasuke Retrieval arc, Hinan and Kakuzu's Akatsuki Suppression arc, and Pain arc. The first one I'll probably drop out the Akatsuki Suppression arc, but with that one, at least, like, Hidan's killing Asuma, Kakuzu's almost ripping out Kakashi's heart, so they get kind of close with stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to narrow that one out. It's realistically the Sasuke Retrieval arc and Pain arc, because in the Sasuke Retrieval arc, Choji dies, Neji dies, Kishimoto retconned it after the fact. They died. And then everyone, like, Sakon and Yukon just hunted Kima to the death. He came and stabbed himself. Like, it's not looking good for anybody. And then the Pain arc, people just do die, of course. They get revived, minus Jiraiya, but they just do die. So, like, Kagashi's dead, and so on. So, it's definitely going to be within those arcs.
Do you think Kishimoto retcons their deaths after he was done with their fights, or do you think he kind of... Neji and Choji's, yes.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, 100%. We've discussed this before. There is, especially Choji, like, they're doing way too much visual symbolism of him just being dead. Never mind the fact that he said he's gonna die. Never mind if he takes the red pill. Never mind the fact that Shikamaru said he's gonna die if he takes the red pill. Never mind the fact that Choji's saying he's giving all of his life in his left hand to punch Jirobo to death. Never mind all that. Never mind the sunlight fading on him as he just passes out. Never mind all that. They do the Jiraiya hand touch.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Like, they're doing that. Choji
the Jiraiya
died.
what? The hand touch?
Yeah, they do the same thing with the blue butterfly.
Jiraiya dies.
Ah, the ghost thing. Yeah.
They're doing that concept. Like
100%. That's what I was gonna say.
I never thought of. I just sort of. I never thought about it, but it's true, right?
They do so many things. It's so obvious. And then Neji similarly, with
The bird
the
flying
way they
away.
have like the sunlight fading on his forehead. They show his curse mark again as he's dying. All the things that they're the amount of damage
And
they
again,
take.
again, just like the blue butterfly was reused for Jiraiya, they reused Neji's death for Neji's death. All of these elements are in Neji's actual death.
Yeah, they actually do that, and not to mention in the anime, the music that they play in both of those scenes, and then
but the
also
anime already knew that. I mean, when they were doing
but still, though. But then it's also it's about the choice that they made. And so Choji chose he's going to eat the red pill, knowing he's going to die for the sake of this. Neji chose to tank that last attack so we could get one more off on Kidomaru. Like, it's like the choices that they're making and stuff. It's just like, bro. And then like, I don't know. They were just so, and they're also, they don't get bailed out, unlike the others.
Right.
They're not getting saved by Temari or Gaara and Konkuro. And so, like,
so the implication would be that if the others weren't saved, they would also die. So this was like a terrible mission for they to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've also done the rewrites. Choji's the best one on this, and Choji should have just died. But like,
I think the original Choji death rewrite was with Dygo the first time he was on.
We probably talked.
I think we've done more than one, but
they're the butterfly scene. Yeah.
I'm also pretty sure that.
Also, if you think about this, it takes a day for them to be rescued.
I know in the anime, it's in the anime. In the manga, it doesn't. In the anime, it does.
No. In the manga as well. Because
in the anime, it's over a day. They go from the morning to the next day, and then the next
stupid.
evening.
If you look at chapter 108, you see it getting dark as they're pursuing the Sound 4 team. You see the moon. It goes, nighttime. And they're still pursuing them.
It's definitely not 10. It's not 108, Oodie. Yeah,
198. 198.
It's not 108.
Sorry. 198.
I didn't even think about what chapter that was.
You see it getting dark, and then in 199, it's morning again. So, while all this is happening, Neji and Choji are just there agonizing, I guess, because they survive.
Where in the chapter is it?
Let me double check here. 198.
Oh yeah.
It's in page 14. It's close to the ending before Orochimaru's shower scene.
Absolutely is there. You're right.
So in the anime they linger on that scene a little bit longer. I remember there's even a dialogue in the anime where Shikamaru's like, "Oh, if the
shadows
the
of
moon,
darkness thing.
So it's in both. It is in both.
Okay, yeah. So I don't think we knew that.
We did.
That was all the same day, I think, in the manga. Yeah, the sun setting is even what he's saying. Well, I mean, no, Sakon, I'm sorry. The sun's not... Okay, sorry, he says that before. I was going to say the sun's not setting. It's already night, but that comes first.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Choji and Neji.
Sucks to suck.
It's not as if they do much in Shippuden to warrant
exactly
not dying.
Well, also, exactly. I think that Kamui, I don't know where you wrote this down. I don't know if we already addressed this or not. I went over it on my own a little bit, I remember. But something you wrote down was the fact that if we count the number of chapters in between Choji's death and when it's revealed he didn't die, it's like literally a year.
Yeah, no, it's literally a year. It's like 48
Oh, really?
weeks or something. It's like a year for Kishimoto.
Okay, yeah.
Like he's had a year to just change his mind.
Exactly.
And I'm pretty sure there's an editor interview thing where he says he originally was gonna kill him, but changed his mind. I think he says that in an interview.
Yeah.
You know, I know that, but I just assume he changed his mind before writing the scenes. But now that you mention, I never really thought about the butterfly scene. But yeah, it's definitely a that giveaway that he was supposed to die there.
Yeah, I think it was that. Yeah, and it would have been better, especially for Choji's case.
I can kind of excuse Neji's scene because if you showed Neji's curse mark fading away like they actually show in his death, then there would be a way for you to go back from that.
Well,
Because it's not symbolic. It's,
real quick, how
it's
do
like
you
it's a
think that
mechanical
works?
thing.
Because
Sorry?
when Hizashi is revived as an Edo Tensei, he has the curse
Still
mark.
has it,
So
yeah.
do you think it's when they die it goes away, or when they're freed it goes away?
I mean, yeah, I never thought about that either. Because Hizashi does have the mark as Neto.
Does
Like,
Neji
if
go away in
Neji-
his actual death?
Sorry, what?
Does Neji's go away in his actual death?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does? Doesn't
Because
make
if
any sense.
Neji's Edo Tensei, is he just gonna have the curse mark back?
That's a plot hole.
Well,
Because
but
the whole
also-
point with Hizashi is
No,
that
I disagree.
he felt
I think I disagree, and we're just going to disagree on that. I don't really need to argue with that. We just will disagree on that.
But the
Wait,
point
so-
with Hizashi was that
I disagree. I just disagree. I have a script about this.
Wait, what's the argument?
Hizashi choosing to die in the end set him free.
Oh, I agree with that. It did.
I disagree with that.
You think it did set him free?
I don't think it set him free.
Oh, me neither. No. I
Okay,
don't think
perfect.
It set him free. I think. I also don't think Neji was set free in his death either. But that's. I mean,
Interesting.
that's whatever. I don't really like how it's done. I don't.
Well, I mean, the
He's-
one
it
thing that
kinda-
I'll say.
but Oodie, hold on. Okay, so you could say your argument, but I'm looking at it
I
from
know,
Kishimoto's
I do.
perspective when I say the point, just to clarify, and I'm gonna explain
Yeah.
why.
No.
Because in Neji's death, I want you to read what I said in chat.
Oh my gosh. I mean, if it helps the
I don't
video,
think
then I'll
Kishimoto's trying to tell the audience that Hizashi wasn't free. Again, you could say objectively Kishimoto
Yes,
wrong,
I
but
agree
read
with that too.
what he
Yeah.
says. Oh wait, hold on. Did I screenshot the wrong page? Oh yeah, there it is. Sorry.
So that's not out.
Father
Father,
of
I
Freedom.
suddenly understand the feeling of freedom you felt. Shoo, as it goes away.
Yeah, no. From Kishimoto's perspective, he would definitely say Hizashi was freed. But I disagree with both of their. Well,
Yeah, and that's fine. That's fine. Like, I don't have a problem with you guys making those arguments, but I'm saying from Kishimoto's perspective, that's why I'm going to call it a plot hole. because-
No, I disagree because the fact that he said, you can call this semantics. The fact he says freedom he felt, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I do think Hizashi felt free.
So it's a difference of Neji's objectively free, and that's why it goes away, as opposed to.
Because I think
What if-
it goes back to
What
the
if
nuance.
Hiyashi's just undoing the curse mark here?
That's stupid. I think it goes back to the. I don't think he
That's
can
funny.
do that, but I think it goes back to the nuance that we were saying with Hiruzen, like in its death. But
The point of the curse mark is for it to seal the Byakugan once you die, right?
is it? I thought it was
So,
just to keep
yeah.
the
that's
branch
the point.
family
That is
in
the
check.
point.
Oh, I thought it was to keep the branch family in check.
You
Does
can
it do
also
both?
use it to control the
Yeah.
Hyuga branch. To,
Yeah, that's what
make
I
sure they won't
remember.
rebel. But it also
But it
seals
does
the
seal their
Byakugan.
curse mark. So that's why they could give away Hizashi's corpse and it was fine to give it to the Cloud Village, because they weren't going to be able to get the Byakugan.
Right. Okay.
So the thing is,
yeah.
does the seal kind of melt away, and as it happens, it seals your Byakugan? Is that what happens?
Well, hang
Or,
on. Whose eye does Owl get again? Does he get a branch family or a main family branch? Eye.
it has to
Nobody
be a
knows,
main
just a
family.
random-
But
it has to
Random.
be.
It has to be main. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, unless he gouged it out while they were still
While they're
alive.
still
and sealed
alive,
the
yeah.
Byakugan or
Well, then
something.
that feels like the seal's pointless. Not really, but you get my point.
then again, it's either like Neji's feeling of freedom made the seal disappear, and the seal didn't take effect on his Byakugan.
But that should apply
Or-
to Hizashi then, who felt
Yes, the problem is Hizashi had both the seal and the Byakugan when he came back as Neto.
Yeah. So it didn't seal his Byakugan.
The Byakugan, I can
And
explain.
It didn't
'cause he
disappear like
has it,
Neji,
but
so
I don't know.
Okay, that's just a plot hole no matter what then, because yeah, he has both the seal and the Byakugan. That's just-
Yeah, I mean they're fake Byakugan anyways. Plus the fact that Hiyashi doesn't use the seal when it's on his forehead tells me it might not just work at all. It might just be aesthetically there, not actually there. I don't know. Like
Right,
functionally,
yeah,
you can
'cause
use
he
it.
could
Oh,
just
like
paralyze
in the
Hizashi.
fight.
Yeah, he
Because
could
it's not
paralyze
Hizashi's body. It just looks like it is.
Well, to be fair, What if he did, and that's how he beat him off screen?
Oh yeah, it was off screen.
Well, no, I think even funnier, the Edo Tenseis don't feel pain, so he uses it, just doesn't do anything.
It just doesn't stop his movements.
Assuming
Exactly.
it was just pain that it dealt.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's very painful.
I mean, it could be like a paralysis thing too at the same time. So.
It might be. We just don't know. But yeah, I don't think there's anything
That's
wrong with this.
strange.
But I
That
do
is
like
very
you bringing
strange.
this.
But
Good
yeah,
job.
the thing about Choji dying, I think I'll make a video about that. That's very interesting.
Mhm.
The butterfly.
I mean, it wouldn't be too over the top, assuming they just didn't do the Jiraiya hand thing. But the fact that they're doing it there indicates that is a symbol of death.
Right.
So
Yeah.
because
I mean, the
otherwise you
butterfly
just say,
flying
whatever.
past Shikamaru and Shikamaru like sort of noticing it is very much.
The way he's
Yeah.
looking back to, like,
Yeah.
And it's like a blue glowy butterfly. It's not some normal butterfly.
exactly. Like,
I mean, Neji's is like, yeah, he collapses and then the feather kind of falls on his hand.
yeah, cover, like, you know, like, I don't know, it just. The
It
only
also
thing that-
has it's sort of symbolic, but it's not as much as the butterfly, I would say, but
I
I
agree.
agree,
obviously.
and there's also one aspect. It's pretty much the only aspect of Neji dying versus Kinemura that I don't like is that it's possible Kishimoto wasn't sure with Neji. I think Choji is just like, bro, he wrote him to die, but with Neji, I would probably tweak it slightly because there's some things Neji says. Let's see if I can find it. Prepared to die or strongest enemy. Let's see. Neji says some things like, you know, like, oh yeah, I guess your destiny, blah, 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 you're saying this and that. And
I was hoping you were going to touch on this.
I won't die here. And then if he just does die, it's kind of like.
yeah.
I think you
will
just
die later.
slightly changed
It's
that
like I would
dialogue.
remove that one particular line.
Yeah.
Like he can say everything else in this chapter, but like I would remove the "I won't die just yet" line.
I
He can say,
mean,
"Oh, fate is something for you to decide," but like I won't die like this. That's what he says.
so you can say whatever about Kitamaro being thematically a good antagonist for Neji. I don't really think. I know that Neji says that thing at the end, oh, you're not the one to decide destiny, BBB. Bro, Kitamaro just like says it once. That's not his whole ideology.
I know.
It's not, it doesn't
Nah.
work.
I'm fine with it. I mean, it's the way Kidomaru's powers interact with Neji's powers are so interesting. I wouldn't change that. I wouldn't change the pairings.
No, I'm not saying to change the pairings. I'm just saying that Kitamaro is not the greatest antagonist for Neji of all time.
Well, nobody has said that.
Like, he just
neither
used
is the 10 tails to Spike.
okay. But like Kitamaro uses the D word one time, and apparently everyone's losing their
That's
mind.
More than the 10 tails. More than Obito himself. So.
I don't know why you're even making that argument. That's not even relevant to what I'm saying.
I mean, what would you have done with Neji and Shippuden?
Well, a lot of things.
Have you heard our Tenchi Bridge review?
Did
Or
you ever
Kentucky
hit?
Pursuit mission rewrite?
Yeah.
Every rewrite?
Like,
Or we put
how's
Neji
it
in
going?
every other
Rescue?
arc?
Literally, yeah.
Yeah, Neji needed some screen time.
The sad thing is, I love. Okay, so we have done a rewrite already on Borderline everything, and we forget like 90% of it. We remember that we did the rewrite, but now we said because
that's
a lot
why
of
we
it's
have a
off the
rewrite
top of our
stat.
head.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Kamui, I know it's getting late, but I do want to finish at least this topic, if not a couple more Dygo topics. Did you have an answer for the worst jutsu on the 3 different regards?
Yeah. Oh, Kamui.
Well, okay. I'm just gonna say because I said it earlier. So Jiraiya's whatever. She's gotta be the
Yeah.
worst for the.
I'll
just
go with
bad
neck frill jutsu, but it's not unique. But
Oh
I'll just
yeah,
throw it
frill
out there.
neck lizard as
Frill
well.
neck lizard.
Worst for the plot is a tough one.
I'm gonna say Moegi's wood style. It's Boruto, so maybe it doesn't count, but whatever. Or you could say the 600 billion paper bombs, not because it's the worst for the plot, because it's not that it makes no sense, it's that it's too ridiculous, but that's the point.
It's just so ridiculous.
That's the point. At least make it 600 million or 600,000, not billion with a B. Come on.
I feel like we've gone over so many jutsu that make no sense. I'm starting to lose track because I don't want to use the substitution jutsu, but like,
yeah, worst for the story narratively.
One
dramatically.
This one that we were okay. So the vanishing Rasengan should have been water style.
Okay.
Worse narratively.
I'm just gonna throw something out there, and I don't know if I even like agree with this myself. Yeah, I don't. I'm just gonna throw some random out there. Kirin, the fact it doesn't do anything, or the fact that he was gonna use it on Naruto at the beginning of Shippuden. You could say that.
Yeah, no, that's something that shouldn't have happened.
Well, we do have a rewrite fixing Orochimaru's nonsense with that. It's well Sasuke.
Oh, me too. And I mean, in my rewrite, Orochimaru wanted to kill Naruto, and Sasuke was like, "Nah."
Oh, that's cool.
Stop.
I like that. That says I do still like Sasuke's coolness of that whole scene. It just made the beginning of Shippuden for me. That's the beginning of Shippuden. Screw the Kazekage rescue arc. That's how Shippuden begins.
That's not really the jutsu though. That's more just Sasuke's character.
It's just him being cool.
I'll go to the bathroom real quick.
All right.
Okay, I'm trying to think.
This is. I'm not going to use this because it's such a stupid reach of an answer, but Obito's intangibility or his Kamui dimension, because it's him running away from reality, and I disagree with that. But you know that's a stupid answer.
That doesn't really work as an
answer. I know,
anyway.
it just doesn't work at all.
Jeez, I want to think of something.
Maybe Itachi having Amaterasu, if you want to paint him as this good guy. Because he has the black flames of darkness and evilness and badness and narratively evilness.
No,
if you want to paint him as a good guy. I like him being a bad guy.
Like there's a lot of things I feel like I have on the tip of my tongue that could work, but then I'm like not quite there. So.
Yeah.
Narratively bad. Well, I could give a really stupid reason for Amaterasu that I'm not going to count. When it killed Orochimaru's one white snake.
That's not a... I mean, I guess it's technically a narrative thing. That's not... I mean, at that point, I'm just going to say Choji's a red pill since it didn't kill him.
I'm going to change my answer for plot. It's Sasuke's curse unsealing jutsu to get Orochimaru. That's just ridiculous.
Okay. I'm also going to change my answer for the plot to being Nagato's stupid body double jutsu.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Okay, so we changed our answers for plot at least. For my plot, I'm picking Sasuke's curse unstealing jutsu to revive Orochimaru. That just makes no sense.
Yes, that's a good one too.
I chose Nagato's body double jutsu.
I'm okay with that one.
Yeah, we also said worst narratively could be Kirin or Amaterasu or Obito's Kamui.
Because of how inconsistent it is?
Well, for the narrative.
No, for pretty goofy reasons for all three.
Yeah.
Okay. So for the Amaterasu, it's because it kills that one white snake that would have gone away.
That was Kamui's. For mine, it's because Itachi has it, and if you want to paint him as the good guy, then he has this evil, bad, dark person jutsu. Yeah.
Right, I'm trying to think of a different answer. I feel like I have a lot of things on the tip of my tongue.
Oh, I have another one if you want to count it.
What about Madara releasing his own Edo Tensei?
That's a good plot one. I have another good plot one.
That is a good one.
In hindsight, this is totally fine at the time, but in hindsight, Gaara's play possum jutsu.
I agree.
Only Shugaku has these wacky things that are just completely different system for the Jinchuriki than all the others. Not how that works.
I know. Oh, I know a good one. The escape jutsu. Like, what? How?
What is it?
Exactly. Especially, okay, we're just gonna segue to this really quick. So
Rope
we all
escape
know the
jutsu.
infamous escape jutsu from episode 3 when Naruto fights Sasuke and ties him up. Naruto ties Sasuke up in the ropes, and Sasuke uses the escape jutsu to get out of. Oh, I'll also throw in the pursuit jutsu, and Kamui knows why. Shout out Konoha Crush. But
so stupid.
so how does the escape jutsu work? In Naruto Movie 1, Naruto is bound by metal chains and says that, man, I regret not practicing that escape jutsu more. What's the escape jutsu going to do to get him out of this? Keep in mind, in the actual movie, since he doesn't know the escape jutsu, he has to brute force physically strengthen his way out of these metal chains he's bound by. Like, what does he do? Does he break his wrists? Is that the escape jutsu? How's it where he's bound? You can't do that. You don't untie a rope or something. That's not what's happening here. You're locked in handcuffs. What is the escape jutsu?
It's probably the substitution. It's whatever. You know what? No, okay, I can rewrite for you. This is so stupid, but I'm gonna rewrite it anyway. Gaara didn't use the substitution jutsu to escape from Lee. He used the escape jutsu.
Deal. I'm so down with that.
That's how he got out. At least it's consistent without.
Oh, because he's like wrapped by that. By those
exactly.
Bandages.
Doesn't make sense for substitution, but escape jutsu, okay, that's consistent with how this thing's been working.
Yeah. I'll also say body flicker jutsu is stupid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really trying to decide on my narrative one, though. I want a different answer that's, like, good.
You could also say reverse summoning is the worst for the plot, because it's inconsistency, or just weirdness.
It's not really used in Naruto, though. It's used that one time for Sasuke, which is this ridiculous escape,
yeah, a lot of people hate that. Oh, again, and then Sasuke summoning the hawk isn't reverse summoning, but, like, you get the idea. And the fact they don't do that to escape Kaguya's dimension, even though they probably could, but they don't mention it, so it's also weird. You have that debate about it, which is probably why I'm realistically talking about it subconsciously. But...
yeah.
Yeah, I think I've pretty much answered
I'm really just trying to decide. Like, I want a unique... Izanami was a really good answer. I'm trying to decide on something else for narratively
no, I know an answer that I'm coming up with only for the sole purpose of spiting Kamui. The rat hand sign, because it undoes infinite Tsukiyomi.
Well, I was debating on that, but that's, like... yeah, you know... I mean, this one is a joke answer. Whatever Gaara did to kill Dosu.
Oh my god.
I mean, he clawed Dosu with the Shikage claw.
Really, but
Well, Kamui, if you want to come back to this one, we can move to the next topic. Since we listen so
but
many.
like, oh my god, it's just starting to decide because there's not too many cases of just bad narrative jutsu, like. So that just like ruins the end of a fight or something like Izanami. Like,
anyways.
yeah, let's continue.
Okay. We're gonna skip this one. We're gonna hear. I can't believe Dygo forgot Kimimaro's bones for his latest video. Dygo?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Or something.
I forgot a few for the defensive jutsus video I made. I forgot Kimimaro's bones. I forgot Kidomaru's glands thing.
Bro, Kidomaru's sweat glands is actually ridiculous because it was either as hard as metal or even harder than metal, and it's impervious to chakra. So, oh, sorry, Chidori, bye-bye your chakra amp. It's just your hand. Too bad your hand isn't metal. Oh, stop, Chidori. Better than Gaara's hand.
So
oh, impervious to chakra.
So I'm missing the context here. So how do you forget Kimimaro's bones? Okay, I could understand forgetting the word osteoclast or clematis, but that's like saying forget Naruto's Rasengan. You don't.
I had to. It's because I was ranking every single defensive jutsu in the series.
Oh, that makes sense.
I forgot about
Kimimaro.
Kitamura's number one. He's state not the strongest offense and defense.
Right.
So, I don't really know why you forgot that one.
Well, I'm glad we got that out of the way. So hey Dygo, here's a rewrite comment something or the other from Chak M. By the way, do you guys have any theories on the Oni masked figure? There has been some subtle foreshadowing already. Not necessarily in this current episode though. So I think that was in terms of like episode 7 or 6, after the Kazekage rescue.
I
Did
mean,
we answer this?
the Oni masked figure is introduced in the first episode of Shippuden.
Yeah. And I don't remember what subtle foreshadowing there was because it's been so long. I remembered at the time that I took this comment. Dygo, do you remember what he's talking about?
But I
Did we
forgot
answer
our
this?
answers, like our actual answers.
Yeah, we might have answered it, but I figured I would have deleted it if so, but I don't know, maybe not. Well, Dygo, do you remember what foreshadowing they're talking about that you could hint towards us so that we could re-answer? Because we forget.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of foreshadowing for it during the episodes. You just have to pay attention to the Oni masked scenes.
Well, I agree. I just don't remember what it was.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure we gave answers. Just forgot.
Okay. We'll just delete this one, I guess. Any other short?
Okay,
yeah,
I'm gonna
okay.
give my narrative worst one.
Okay,
It's not really a jutsu. It's just Naruto's strategy against Kakuzu. That's my pick. It's just bad. Gentle worked.
Okay, here, we'll just do this one really quick. So I don't even remember what I'm referencing here or talking about. I'm assuming you said this in a video or maybe in the
You
rewrite.
probably just the cycle of anger.
Yeah, I think so. So Dygo, what is the cycle of anger and how is it different from the cycle of hatred?
I was probably just using the words interchangeably.
Well, no one remembers because this was over a year ago. Not really. Close enough. Interesting. Do you remember where you used this? Because we don't.
No, but I can see myself saying the cycle of anger instead of the cycle of hatred, just to change it up a little bit.
You're probably saying like it's gonna set the foundation for the cycle of anger that Pam will talk about or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Well, let's just assume that you're wrong now, and your previous self did consider it two distinct, different things. So, Dygo, what's the difference between the cycle of hatred and the cycle of anger?
I guess the cycle of anger is a little bit more mild. I don't know. Easier to talk no jutsu.
I love that. Okay.
Think of it this way: they're just angry, but not hateful.
Yeah.
Oh, you also
Perfect.
wrote the same thing at the exact same time, Kamui.
I mean, maybe.
So wait a minute. If that's the case, was this just
What-
in one of his videos and we both were watching it?
Did we
video
both,
did I
independent of one
release?
another, write it down?
Wait, oh my god, wait.
December.
Or maybe we were watching the rewrite and we both were like, okay, let's write it down.
We must have.
Because
It's
like it's
so
one
funny.
of what are the
Yeah, no.
wrote it at the same exact time. That would be hilarious.
God. Okay. Back to this one. So Dygo, I know you hate this, but try and stomach it the best you can. And I wish Blue Star was here for this, for that whole stream that we had planned that one time from months ago.
Are you still here?
Blue Star, are you still here? It's morning. Hey, Blue Star! Hey! Well, this should probably be another stream another time, but one of these days I gotta do my planned thing too, Ood. Yes. Country of Crystal Dark. Oh yeah, I do remember seeing something like that. The danger is just... Oh my god. Well, while we wait for Blue Star, I guess we'll get Dygo's answer. So, Dygo, if you had to rewrite Kaguya, including her in the story as the final villain. Since I know you're not going to do that for the rewrite, you've already stated as much. But if you had to do so, like gun to your head or blah, 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 whatever, as the final villain, alien, by the way, has to be an alien, has to be the final villain, has to have replaced Madara. How would you, Dygo Knight, go about it from this premise?
You.
So I'm not saying you have to make it good.
Can I change things retroactively, or can I just change Kaguya showing up?
You can change whatever you want, but you have to keep everything in this premise the same. So it has to be Kaguya, an alien, who's the final villain who replaces Madara. How do you go about it? That's not to say you have to make it good. You just have to make it as...
Basically, this is the premise. It's the same, but how are you going to execute everything?
Yeah. So, again, not good, just as unbad as possible.
I mean, obviously, and not just foreshadowing her, but introducing the element of Kage much earlier in the story, and maybe even doing a few characters that are like, I don't know, maybe Kage's followers or people that know about her existence, to introduce in like earlier arcs. And I mean, she doesn't have to be an Otsutsuki.
Okay.
I mean, to give you an idea, you could use the Kaguya clan for this. They're not just the Bone Clan, but they are Kaguya's descendants, and they were followers of her. Like, the things they're doing can relate to their religious scriptures of Kaguya's scrolls that you're following or whatever. And
that would work, yeah.
Orochimaru could start talking about it because he knows everything anyway.
Because her being connected to the Kage clan is a retroactive connection. Like, it obviously wasn't what Kishimoto intended with the Bone Clan.
Yeah.
Also, I would probably not make the Zetsu backstabbing thing.
Okay, yeah. So how else are you gonna get to it, or do you not know? You just don't like that.
I just don't like. I think. I mean, I guess he would Team 7 defeat Madara, and then Kage shows up somehow. Like,
well, there's a lot of different elements you could do.
Wait, hold on. Have you seen JJK?
Only the first season.
Ah, shoot. Okay.
I don't care about. I know. Gojo gets cut in half and dies.
Okay,
well, so that's not a
okay, so at the end of season 2, I was gonna say, would you do this? This is kind of funny. So at the end of season 2, Yuji defeats the cursed Mahito, and then this other guy, Kenjaku, who walks up to Mahito, is like, "Shall I save you, Mahito?" As he takes over, but then he absorbs Mahito anyway. You could have Setsu do a similar thing, but you'd be like, "Shall I save you, Madara?" And then he just, turns him into Kaguya. Kind of funny.
So I have a couple different answers for you, just to sort of sway you here. A couple possible ways leading up to this could be, if not Black Zetsu is your way to get to Madara transforming into Kaguya, or however you want to do that. You could have it be the Tin Tails, which I think is the easiest or laziest way. You could have it be Obito himself if you want to do a double backstab betrayal, maybe. You could have it be some more fun answers. Kimimaro, somehow, some way. Kimimaro is somehow involved.
Okay.
You could have Orochimaru. That's a fun one right there. Orochimaru does something. Yeah, something right there. You could technically have Sasuke as the final villain.
The easy idea you could kind of do is that, so when Madara's defeated, he just loses control of the Ten Tails and he starts to morph and grow, and he turns into a Ten Tails. And then from there, the question is how we get the Kaguya.
Well, if the Ten Tails is Kaguya, then that's easy.
When Guy was destroying him, he wasn't doing that. Yeah.
Regardless of what happens, it's just bad to have that many quote-unquote final battles in a row, because then the battle before that's not going to feel like a real final battle.
I definitely agree with that.
It's already a problem with Jubito, because the Jubito fight feels like it's supposed to be a final battle.
That's fair. Yeah, but when you're fighting against the Ten Tails that they hyped up all the time.
While I can support a lot of Kaguya things, I definitely do agree. Having the Obito, Madara, Kaguya, and Sasuke all final fights back to back.
I don't count Sasuke here because Sasuke is a completely different issue. Sasuke
doesn't even feel related. It feels like an epilogue in a way. Just not
Yeah,
the war
it has
arc.
much more to do with Naruto's relationship to Sasuke, not to the Shinobi world as a whole. Even though that fight pertains to the Shinobi world as a whole, because Sasuke wanted to change it by that point, but it feels different because it's not part of the war arc. I would say
it's the fact that they're doing these grandiose fights back to back to back, but they're getting shorter and shorter.
Yeah.
I hate to say
to be
it, but
fair,
it feels
no,
forced.
to be fair, the
'Cause it's so
Kaguya fight's
disconnected.
pretty long.
Naruto and Sasuke should have just been an entirely new arc, not
I
let's see them
agree.
follow up with it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I
It's
mean,
just too
there
disconnected and
should have been
random.
like a pretty long time for decompression after the war arc.
Like, there's
for
no
sure.
reason for them to fight in the final valley. They just did it because they had to do it.
I mean, I understand Sasuke wanted to take the fight there.
I can understand
fine.
Naruto wanting to take the fight there, not Sasuke. He doesn't even care. He does, but like, he doesn't. Not what his goal was.
Anyway,
They
you wanted
just
to
make
ask me a
it cool.
question. If I recall, you wanted to ask me a quick question quickly because I'm just about to
Yeah,
sort of
because
start work, and,
because-
I don't have much time. So yeah.
Blue Star, I know you talked about Kaguya a ton. So I was basically going to ask you the exact same question as on my screen here that I asked Dygo. If you had to rewrite Kaguya, but you include a lot of these things that everyone hates about Kaguya to be the exact same, how would you execute it differently?
Well, I probably would have foreshadowed Kaguya much, much sooner. Arguably, you know how in the Kage Summit Bitsy discussion I had with a few of my friends with you, where we talked about
Mhm.
that stone tablet. Maybe we should have added a stone tablet of like the 10 tails, but everyone thought it was the 9 tails. Maybe something similar to that at the very least. And at least maybe even if you're talking about, the Kaguya clan, you could even have it like a bit of lore when Carpenter's describing them fighting the Misfit Village. You could say that they named their clan after this sort of war goddess or something like that.
Actually, real
little
quick, to add on to
hints
that,
and shadows.
Kabuto Edo Tensei is the Kaguya clan, so that gets them into the war arc more.
Yeah.
Keep that in
Arguably,
mind.
arguably, you could even maybe when you're talking about Hiden and Jashin, you could also have all these other sort of ritzy cult gods mentioned, and maybe Kaguya be one of the names. Sort of slowly build up and then mention her, and let's say, Etsy Kaguya will return or something. I don't know. Bit of
The problem
foreshadowing.
here is that foreshadowing alone doesn't work. You have to actually build the character up without just small hints here and there. Because if something like that happens in the story, they change it so much. Like it's like Madara, for example. It's not just foreshadowing that we get from Madara before he actually shows up. Like he is mentioned several times. We know about his lore. We know about everything that happened between the Uchiha and the Senju clans because Obito tells that to Sasuke.
Yeah, I'm saying it's more of the foreshadowing stuff I'm talking about is more of like the small hints before slowly introduction and perhaps name drop. At least people maybe at least mention her a few times before the war or something. Maybe even I don't know, maybe some sort of flashback. I don't know, something like that at the very least. At the very least, but
I do
So-
think you could do a decent if you have Kabuto Edo. He's reviving Kimimaro anyway. If he Edo tests the whole Kaguya clan,
Kimimaro doesn't do anything.
Okay, well,
Doesn't do
in
shit.
our rewrite, Kimimaru's doing everything.
Everything?
Like, don't worry, we've gone through every variation. But in every variation,
In
Kimimaru's
every
like
arc.
the most important dude of all time.
Yeah.
Besides that, though, Kimimaru doesn't have to be a follower of them, obviously. He's Orochimaru's follower. I mean, in fact, that could even be a contrasting thing. Kimimaru views Orochimaru like his god, whereas the other members of the clan who are going to be strong in the war are talking about their god, or goddess in this case, and then they give us a little bit into like what it is that they believe. They're going to mention Kaguya, obviously, but basically you would have those Edo Tensei be used to start giving us more foundation on Kaguya as well. To give us a little insight as to like what are they worshipping exactly, why, how does that relate to her character? Just building a seed, and then you would have to keep that further, obviously. Madara's story about Kaguya, he could add on more to that story there too, obviously.
Also, I mean, I feel dirty by saying this, but if you really want to make Kaguya the final villain, you would have to diminish Madara's and even Obito's role in the story for her to feel like a final villain. and not just something add on to it. You would also probably have to do something relating to the Akatsuki, like maybe Nagato has something to do with it, and the Akatsuki is working towards that goal of bringing the goddess back. Just scrap Infinite Tsukuyomi entirely and make the actual goal to bring this goddess back that's going to bring peace, whatever.
I can see that.
Oh, so yeah, just a rewrite. It's just Madara's not going to do the Infinite Tsukuyomi. He's going to revive Kage so she can do it.
Yeah, that could work. That could work.
Maybe the Infinite Tsukuyomi doesn't even have to exist. Maybe she's just going to rule the world, like as a goddess.
Yeah.
The only other thing I could say,
If she wrote the stone tablet
as a villain that you could do for a sequel, spin-off, or I know some movie tie-in if you wanted to, instead of actually final villain for like the series, and just more like Bitsy her return as the direct consequence of Madara using the Infinite Tsukuyomi, and after it was undone, it sort of awakened her or partially awakened her and all that stuff.
I like that. If Kaguya rules all of humanity, that basically goes back to the Tools themed, where enslaving humanity makes everyone on Earth Kaguya's tool.
I agree, but then you have to get into why Madara wants her to do it as opposed to him just taking on that role.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be Madara. It could just be the Akatsuki. You just write Madara out of the story. You know, he's just like a background character from, you know, the legend and the lore of the Leaf Village.
No, well, Kamui, I don't care about the savior crap,
do that,
but
I feel like Oodie's premise is more so Madara's still in the war.
Oh, okay.
Well, Kamui, I feel like you're saying that Madara just because of the savior stuff, but just dropping that, I feel like you would have no problems with that, because if he can't do it himself, and he thinks that Kaguya, well, he knows Kaguya can.
The question is, why can't he do it himself? Why does he think he can't do it himself?
He just doesn't have access to the jutsu, and he just never can. It's like Kekkei Genkai. He just can't use it.
What jutsu? Because are we doing Infinite Tsukuyomi? Because the way Dygo was just describing
you don't have to. She's going to be so overwhelmingly more powerful than anybody else that nobody will be able to challenge her, and she's going to rule with an iron fist.
Yeah, what I'm imagining is that she wrote the stone tablet saying, revive me and I'll do Infinite Tsukuyomi. Madara read that, brought her back, and she just betrayed him by lying. She didn't do that.
Yeah,
or she does, but what the Infinite Tsukuyomi does is just different than what she said.
I mean, you could do that too. Either way. I still think the coolest way to go about it would be Orochimaru does it, similar to the end of JJK Season 2. Shall I save you, Madara? Maybe puts the curse mark on him, like maybe does a body swap. Well, you can't do that, because then it would be Orochimaru as the final villain, but that's a different rewrite for another day, which is a cool idea. But I something cool, you'd have to change the timeline for this, but maybe the first person Orochimaru body swapped with was Kaguya. Like, maybe on her deathbed, as she's growing old as an elderly woman, she chooses to let Orochimaru do this, so she can be eternal and come back someday through Orochimaru into Madara somehow. I don't know. Yeah, again, change the timeline a little bit, but could totally work. That would be so cool.
You know, okay, real quick, since we're talking about it, I just want to tell okay, so this originally started with a series where we basically, the idea is we're gonna have like, what if blank character was the final villain, and just with all the Akatsuki. We started with Sasori, but the other day we were spinning some pretty good ones with Kakuzu. Believe it or not. We were doing a Hidan and Kakuzu arc rewrite, and it just turned into Kakuzu being the
anyway, I gotta head off now because I've stayed a bit longer than I probably should. But I will chat with you, get to you, then Kamui a bit later. Arguably, whenever you want to do that My Hero Academia podcast or something. But nice talking to you, Dygo Knight, and we'll see you guys next time.
For sure.
All right, see you.
Yeah.
By the way, Kamui, I know you probably want to go too. We're 2 hours past what you said you wanted to be. So.
Yeah, whereas, yes, I've been enjoying this stream. That's the problem.
I figured since you haven't said anything, I could just tell you're enjoying it. But okay, well,
anyone
on this,
gets really sleepy.
Okay.
Let me know.
Sure. On this premise, though, everything that you've talked about, Dygo, for this Kaguya thing has been building up to Kaguya, so pre-Kaguya. Is there anything you
Mm-hmm.
would change post-Kaguya? And by that I mean post-Kaguya's revival, so like during the Kaguya fight or anything?
I guess
maybe even
everything.
after?
I don't like her fight. I don't like her design. I don't like her jutsus. I don't like her personality.
Well, what if her jutsus were Kimimaru's 5 dances, but like amplified from it? So you can't say no here. You can't say no.
Yeah, and then what
don't
if
think so,
Kaguya's design
but-
just was Kimimaru's design, and then Kaguya's name just was Kimimaru, and then Kaguya just was Kimimaru?
No,
That
she
fix
just
things.
is female Kimimaru. She just like Kimimaru, but with like earrings.
Is there
And-
anything narratively you would change about her final fight?
I mean, you don't really, because at least when it comes to Madara, he has a relationship to the characters somehow, and he
Would
builds up
you-
a relationship with Naruto along the war. When it comes to this character showing up, it's like, oh, new villain, but like, who cares?
Yeah. So
As far as
regardless,
relationship goes, Obito has that the best, I would say.
Honestly, I would disagree with that because sure he has that with Kakashi, but
And
Kakashi's not Naruto.
Naruto doesn't have much of a relationship with Madara. Like, they have like 3
Sure,
seconds
no,
of
I
conversation
agree,
after leaving
but
the
like,
studio. I mean,
does Naruto really have a big relationship with Obito,
at least he relates to him.
or is it
Bro,
just like the
See,
the
see,
mirroring?
Kamui, it's not
He
just me.
doesn't
I'm
have
not the problem here, Kamui. Exactly.
Or is
Right,
it just the
exactly.
mirroring of the two characters? Because I mean, Naruto's interacted with Obito when he was in his Madara persona, like once when he was like in that little like inn.
Yeah.
It's like
that's
SpongeBob thinking about Flanders. Like, oh, I barely said 2 words to the guy. He has a flashback to, hi, how are you? He's like, oh, no!
And even when you count that, when Obito is portraying himself as Madara, I would even consider him a different character. Because
I mean,
Yeah.
he's technically being a different character.
yeah, but he
Right,
might as
exactly.
well, like everything he builds up with Naruto, which is not much, might as well not be Obito himself doing.
Yeah.
Because it just his personality completely shifts once he gets unmasked.
Yeah,
I
I agree.
completely
It
agree.
wouldn't really be until the war arc anyway. There, it's more that it feels like
Also,
Naruto is personal.
yes.
It
One other
personally
thing.
invested in his Obito relationship dynamic battle, whereas with Madara, it's just I want to stop you from what you're doing.
Right.
It's the same as Kakuzu.
because he can relate to Obito's struggles, but
That's more what I meant.
yeah,
You know,
okay.
obviously,
But
Sasuke
there's-
Obito, there's nothing there. But whereas there's kind
I mean,
of
technically,
Sasuke
Obito has
Madara
been
mirror.
Sasuke's
They're not doing
mentor
a
for a
lot.
while, but the thing is,
Obito
when it
just
comes
forgets
to-
Sasuke exists.
Bro,
Like,
I
that's-
don't understand.
Yeah.
Why isn't Sasuke mad at Obito for assassinating his clan? You know, the thing that he wanted to kill Itachi for?
yeah, no, he probably should be.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Sasuke Obito's relationship makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like, there's things that make sense about it for sure, but like a lot of the shit, yeah, like you said, why does Sasuke just so friendly? I mean, he's not really that friendly.
That's
Why is he just
okay.
like okay with him? And then why is Obito? Oh, he wants to use Sasuke, and then he just doesn't, and he just doesn't care. Then Sasuke comes back, and he doesn't care. He's not trying to.
And why does he want to use Sasuke if at the end of the day, like, if Nitsukyomi is going to be cast and like nothing really matters anymore? But the thing is, with Obito, it really feels like when Naruto and Sasuke use the Majestic Attire Susanoo and the Konoha 12 members use a Rasengan on the tails of the Susanoo, that's supposed to be like the final moment of the final fight of the series when Naruto and Sasuke's powers come together. And it feels like that was
Yeah.
supposed to be like the big climax of the war arc, at least.
And like the big
then-
hurrah for all of the characters there, the Konoha 12.
Exactly. But then there's Madara, and then there's Kaguya. So I think what happened is that Obito was actually supposed to be the final villain, like Kishimoto's original intention, at least for the war arc. But then Madara became too popular, and Kishimoto's
When do
intention
you
was to
think that
just
would have happened though? Because like
I don't think he
doesn't
changed that
honestly,
on the
no, like,
fly.
out. Like
it would have
might
it would have
have,
been
though.
very easy because the way Madara counters the release of the Edo Tensei is like, I'll just weave the Edo Tensei hand signs in reverse and I'm good. and that's like, okay, what?
The war arc is clearly the least planned out arc in the entire series.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Easily.
I mean, the other
And
thing
then-
you could just do is like, instead of, because Hashirama fights, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say I like to have an off-screen defeat of Madara, but like Hashirama like kind of like ties with Madara, where Madara gets it with the rods, Hashirama gets Madara with the deity gates. If you just like write it to where it's not Naruto throwing a Rasen Shuriken, it's just like whoever people seal Madara around the same time they grandiosely beat Obito. I guess you could also do it there. We want to keep him around for longer.
But I mean, Madara is, from a narrative standpoint, if you want to make Obito the final villain, Madara is not necessary. He shows up there, but you could just make Obito resurrect the Ten Tails and fight against the Alliance with the Ten Tails, and then become the Ten Tails Jinchuriki. I mean, I guess
I
wouldn't
think...
really be able to get the Kakashi versus Obito fight, because that's when Madara stays behind and kind of fights against the Alliance.
Well, I think it can work the way it is. It's just you have the Jubito fight. After the Jubito fight, you get a little bit more on screen between Naruto versus Madara as a fight.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
And
that's
it,
what
it
I
would
prefer.
conclude with Naruto's giant Rasen Shuriken as the twinkling star of hope of light in Nobito's eyes that Kakashi talks about. And that's going to be the final attack of the series.
Yeah, basically, instead of Zetsu reviving Madara there, they just beat him there.
Yeah, like Madara's already been Rene Tensei, or he's alive, or whatever you want to say there, or it's a sealing Rasen Shuriken, whatever. It's going to eviscerate Madara's soul. It's the wind sound's going to cut up his soul. I don't care.
But I prefer, I mean,
they just seal him after that.
Well, just any perspective, really. I prefer Madara being the final villain over Obito. Because Obito, yes, he has more of a relationship to Naruto, I guess, and Sasuke, but he's much more of a character that mirrors Naruto than anything else, and his goals are much more selfish, I guess you could say. Because at the end of the day, he wants to go into Infinite Tsukuyomi to escape from his reality. Madara, at least, wants to save the world in his own way.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna have Madara not be the final villain to some extent because of what they do with him, part of me feels like, only part, because this also doesn't make sense, but part of me feels like you arguably should just have Madara not be doing any of this. Like, he's not doing Infinite Tsukuyomi, it's not this. He's just Edo Tensei by Kabuto. He's really freaking strong, and he's just like, oh, I'm gonna fight the 5 Kage and stuff. And then, like, he gets released or whatever, and he's just kind of gone. And then Obito just is the one doing Infinite Tsukuyomi. To rewrite the reason, it's because he took what Itachi could do and said, good idea, let's cast it on the moon. He's making up the jutsu, and Zetsu is just whatever you do with Zetsu. But
I'm about to spit some fire here. I think I know. I just came up with this. I think I know where the divergence points is in the Naruto series, in this macro level thematic thing. So Naruto tells 2 different stories. In Naruto Part 1, it's intertwined. It's the personal stories between Naruto and Sasuke and the story of the cruel world. But those 2 stories are one and the same in Naruto Part 1. Everything that happens to Naruto and Sasuke. Once we get to Shippuden, that splitting point, it's happening around Naruto and Sasuke. It's about 2 different stories separate from one another. The personal story between Naruto and Sasuke, and separately, the story of the cruel world, going after Gaara, going after Asuma with the Akatsuki and everything there. And then literally the personification, the embodiment of the 2 differences with the 2 different characters, Obito and Madara. One is about the personal story.
Itachi Pursuit arcs when, like, Sasuke loses Itachi, learns the truth, and Naruto loses Jiraiya.
There can be a lot of overlap. That's fine. Okay. But I also wouldn't say that's happening directly to... I guess for Sasuke it is, but for Naruto, it's not like anything Naruto did resulted in Jiraiya's death, for instance. It just happened. Naruto wasn't even there.
I mean, even if that makes sense, it's not intentional by Kishimoto, I wouldn't say.
Yeah.
But I think Madara works better. First, because His backstory is more interesting. His character is more interesting, leading up to everything.
Yeah, in a
And
way,
because
I
of-
also just like
just
the
have
dynamic
them
of
be the
him,
same
like
character.
using it also with the whole tools theme. He's using Obito as a tool, and
Yeah,
there's a lot of
exactly.
things that it just
Mm.
works with.
It just works. I think it works much better, and Madara works as a better final boss because he encompasses everything in this world that they have to fight against. It's not just Obito and the personal relationship he had with Naruto, I mean, with Kakashi primarily, and that's why he grew to hate the world because he lost Rin and then he saw the darkness and everything. No, Madara, he had more time to develop his philosophy. He had time to establish everything, and he was forged by this world in a more holistic way, I guess you could say, because he founded the Leaf Village with Hashirama. He went through that process. He went through the Warring States period. He defected the village. He went through everything. So he is kind of a character that encompasses everything. So
Yeah.
for a final villain, I think that's more interesting. Yes, the mirror villains, quote unquote, like who are going to be Gaara, Haku, Obito, and Nagato. They're interesting in their way, but
Yeah.
for the final villain, I don't think he needs to mirror Naruto.
What are these called again
Actually, real
on my
quick,
screen? What is this? What is this called?
Oodie, I want
Yeah.
to mention this for us.
This kanji?
This would be the time to do it. We both coincidentally wrote a rewrite topic idea about the people who hate Kaguya but want to keep a similar shinobi history theme, and we both coincidentally wrote our own things. This is probably the time for us to
Was
go
this
over
the thing I wrote down for Blue Star? We can do it here anyways.
This is something
but,
I wrote this 6/21, June 21st.
I mean, we can do it anyways, but I was just asking. I mean, you didn't
But
answer
you
my
also
question.
have one that you wrote somewhere too.
Okay, what is the thing called?
What do you want to do with a Venn
I don't know
diagram?
what yours is called because
Venn diagram. Well, this was me explaining
found yours.
that they are two separate characters with two different stories. Madara is about the world, and Obito is about the personal story between Naruto and Sasuke. And they do have overlap, like we were saying with the tools thing. That's an example. But overall, they're two different characters. They have, again, some overlap. But I think you could just combine them to converge as one character. That did not work. But if you did that, it feels a lot more like a Naruto Part 1 villain, or Naruto Part 1 story. How it was connected in that way. Yeah, I just feel like it's different. Because I can't say that either Obito or Madara works as a final villain, because they don't have everything the other one has. They have a little bit of it, both of them do. But, like we're saying, Naruto doesn't have a relationship with Madara. And Obito isn't doing world things like Madara's doing. They are, but they aren't. So, that's what I would say.
I mean, I guess you could say Naruto has a bit of a not a relationship, but a connection to Madara through Hashirama.
I'm not going to count that. Also, I did want to ask you on that.
No, I'm not saying you should count that, but I think you could develop that along the way.
Yeah, okay, yeah, if you're going to add it.
You could have Naruto and Madara have a clash of ideologies, essentially, leading up, or even during their final fight, which could make it more interesting.
Well, I was going to ask you about that. Regardless of what you're going to do in your rewrite, and regardless of the Kaguya thing that we just talked about, in general, let's discard Kaguya entirely. She's not the final villain, Madara is. Do you like, or would you keep in, or would you change the reincarnation cycle thing with Ashura, Indra, whatever there?
Oh, no, I would not keep
I know he wants to get rid of that one.
I figured, but I figured if you're throwing away Kaguya anyways, maybe that changes things.
No, I don't care for it, to be honest. I just think it's unnecessary. Sasuke and Naruto work fine as just parallels to Indra and Ashura. They don't have to be literal reincarnations of their spirits.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I honestly, for me at least, I like the story Obito gives in the 5 Kage Summit.
Yeah, me too. And that doesn't have anything to do with reincarnations. And
so, their reincarnations, there is a pro and con. It technically strengthens the difficulty of breaking the curse if they're literally reincarnations. It's even harder to break it. And then Naruto can have his line about, well, I'm not Ashura, Sasuke's not Indra, and blah, blah, blah. But, at the same time, the story Obito gives plenty good for the Curse of Hatred. That's when he says it.
Well, Kamui,
Yeah.
one thing I'll add is that in anime exclusively, the thing we went over of like the 30 red gates in a row, implying the cycle's gone on that long, is so crazy.
And then they only show us 2.
It's so stupid.
But
So
yeah,
long
I
line
like
of red
Obito's
gates.
story. I feel like it's a good balance of like, and some stuff I think is overblown. Like if people are like, "Oh, Naruto's a reincarnation; he's born for greatness," and Hagoromo technically says like, "No, you actually didn't inherit any of your parents' genius." But like, it just
Exactly.
removes the people from even saying that. It's another benefit. It's less chance of misinterpreting. It's less chance of being bogged down by that one thing you don't like. Oh, you don't like the reincarnation idea? Good, it's not there.
Mhm.
You know, like it just removes the bad entirely. And I feel like the quote unquote good parts you lose, it's so minuscule because what Obito's story does is already doing 99% of that anyway.
Yeah, no,
Giving
exactly.
you the
It
point.
doesn't.
So
The reincarnation is just like a point that makes you scratch your head. Like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever.
like it does add an amplification of a certain thing, but it's not really necessary. You're already at 100. Being at 101 for that, it's not really necessary.
I mean, externally, I would just remove it for the stupidness of the annoying people that are saying Neji is right. I'm so sick of hearing that.
Yes, exactly. You know.
But okay, this does ask a very compelling question. So, Dygo, going back to the "you have to write Kaguya," essentially the way she is, rewrite. Considering this, you're removing the literal reincarnation of Indra and Ashura. Are you, knowing that you are doing the Kaguya thing, and you're removing that, are you doing anything with Kaguya looking at Naruto and Sasuke as parallels to Indra and Ashura, and them reminding her of her children? Or are you just scrapping that entirely?
I guess she could remember them, sure.
Okay.
I think that seems weird anyway. Makes no sense. She never met Indra and Ashura.
Besides the
No, but she remembers Hagoromo and Hamura when she looks
Yeah,
at
why
them.
does she know who Indra and Ashura are?
And then no, actually it's worse because she thinks, oh, are they Hagoromo and Hamura? And then, oh no, they're Indra and Ashura. So she knew them, technically.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. She didn't. She got sealed long before they were born.
But it does seem like
And,
she does
I'm okay
have
with her
some
thinking
kind of
Hagoromo
knowledge.
and Hamura because of the seals.
It seems like
But
she
it's
has
just
knowledge
weird.
based on
It's also
maybe
like, but you're
Zetsu
not mixing
or
up.
the Tendels.
Look, Hagoromo, okay, he gave him
So I
chakra.
agree.
Other than the seal, where are you getting Hamura out of Sasuke? He doesn't have a Byakugan, doesn't have white hair, doesn't have any of Hagoromo's powers or chakra. He's from the stupid seal. But then why about Indra and Ashura? So the seals was so important.
I'll give him this. He does have the moon seal.
But if the moon seal's so noticeable and important to Kaguya to where she's thinking of Hamura, why is she instantly realizing Indra, who she's never met? It's like, what's the precedent? Is it the chakra or the seal that you're sensing?
Kishimoto wanted his cake and eat it too.
Exactly. Yeah, he wanted to do both. Like, he should have picked one or the other. Realistically, he should have just gone with Hagoromo and Hamura.
Yeah, I'm realizing we keep saying that more and more about Kishimoto. That may be Kishimoto's like biggest writing flaw. He just wants both all the time.
I mean, yeah, it might be actually.
Uh,
Because a lot of the stuff boils down to like he tried to do two things that were like, I like both ideas, but you can't do both.
in fact, maybe that doesn't necessarily go back to the Venn diagram, but maybe because they're not different things that go against one another. But like maybe that's why we have Obito and Madara as two different characters. He wanted to do both, and so he made it as both individually.
But I think they 99% for the most part work the way it was done.
I agree. That again, that's not to say that it's a bad thing in this case, but it's to say that it might be like, there anyways.
Yeah.
The only thing I partly dislike, but it works because why they're doing and even how they're technically doing it is different between them.
Yeah.
But having them both do the infinite Tsukuyomi, there's that a little bit of like, they're doing the same thing.
Madara needed a different goal. If he is to take.
I think Obito would need a different goal between the two.
The problem is you can make arguments for why the different goals work for both. Like for Madara's character, the way it's written with the Infinite Tsukuyomi works perfectly good. But given that he's an Injure reincarnate, what Sasuke wants to do, it would also make sense to have this Madara character be looking to do a forceful control type piece. Like hypothetically, instead of Infinite Tsukuyomi, he's going to do the Infinite Kodo Amatsukami, just going to forcefully control everyone to make peace that way. That would make sense for an Injure reincarnate, whereas Obito wants to live in a dream world and blah, blah, blah. Like, you can make that argument, but then it also works for Madara's savior stuff, why he wants this perfect world with the Infinite Tsuki. So it works either way for him. The only thing is just having them both do the same goal. There's that little bit of like, okay, it's the same thing again.
I mean, I would just have it be Obito's goal is just to destroy the world. That's literally what he says at the end of that one video game OVA. I think it's this one right here. Yeah, this world will not end. This world will end. He says at the exact same time as Naruto says it. So they're doing that thematic thing there. Exact opposite.
You could do that, but then he's just gonna do 10 Tails Cataclysms and Biju bombs over the world. Like, what's he doing?
Well, exactly. So that's what he's doing anyways.
So just gonna have him not be the Jinchuriki then? Like, or is he gonna do that and just, I don't know, like...
I don't think that breaks anything. Yeah, this entire world... Here, I'll even unmute it for this. Haha. Even though you guys won't be able to hear it. Unless here, I'll share it. Screw it. Just so you guys can hear it.
Obviously, we know what he really means, though. But...
I know, but I would just... Since he's saying this anyways, might as well, if you're gonna change it, have it to be where Madara wants to save the world through Infinite Tsukuyomi. And
I mean, I do like that idea. One wants to save it, one wants to destroy it.
Because it's hell anyways, it might as well be nothingness, and it's not going to be destroyed on its own. That's part of its cruelty, so Obito has to take it in his own hands to destroy it.
This entire world will not end! Will end.
Yeah, because again, we know what he means, but like, just take that and run with it. He has the 10
That does work as a concept. Like,
exactly.
I will give you that. Like,
it also really works considering the Obito Madara like sussing each other out kind of thing anyways.
Exactly.
So, I like it. Cool idea.
Basically, they're going to use the same power to do two different things, but...
Yeah.
The question is, what exactly should Obito's grandiose thing be?
Yeah. You could just say 10 Tails Cataclysm. Or, I know. Just have it be maybe the jutsu that he does when the red barrier is resurrected.
What?
Yep. Well, the problem... Yeah, but he just wouldn't do the red barriers.
No, I know, but like, you get the idea. Just something like that.
I think it would just have it be like I don't know what you'd want it to be, but like the divine tree would charge up the jutsu that just
what I would have it be is I would have it be the 10 Tails Cataclysm, just like the Infinite Tsukuyomi. It takes like 15 minutes to charge up, and then this world will end because it's gonna blow up instead of past the Infinite Tsukuyomi.
Divine tree Cataclysm. He's hyping up. He's like, you thought the 10 Tails one was bad. Well, this one's gonna be even worse.
Exactly. Like, oh, Naruto, you read that the Nine Tails turns the world dash in the data books. Well, I'm about to make that data book a reality.
Okay, I'm gonna make a stupid parody of this. You think Tamari can blow the world away? Wait till you see the Divine Trees fan.
Okay. I love that. But anyways, what were we doing before this?
Well, I guess I just can't... I thought you wrote more for yours, but I wrote a thing... about these are short paragraphs. I do need to go get more water and grab something to eat, but I can read the first paragraph at least. Okay, so search Shinobi history and look for when it starts saying theoretical rewrite for who.
Is it at the beginning?
Yeah.
What is Shinobi history there? It's a weird thing to start with, but I guess I wrote Shinobi history somewhere.
Okay, found it. That's mine. Yours, you didn't write much of anything, so I don't know where the thing I remember was. I thought you wrote an actual thing for this somewhere.
I definitely did somewhere. But...
I don't know if it's a Naruto topic.
This is the problem with doing targeted things instead of just going with random topics in a random order. It's too good of a segue.
Theoretical rewrite for those who unapologetically hate Kaguya, it's like Dygo, but want to keep a similar shinobi history theme. So I had two options. There's no particular order.
Mhm.
Option 1, Hagoromo fought the Ten Tails and blah blah blah, he's the founder of shinobi. If Kaguya even exists, it's just Madara's story of Kaguya, and that's the end of it. So she ate the fruit, got chakra, blah blah, but that's the end of it. That's all there is to Kaguya. Maybe she was eaten by the Ten Tails who wanted his chakra back, make it the Ten Tails even stronger when it fights Hagoromo and Hamura. Whatever you want to do. From here, everything is just a disagreement about Hagoromo's will and what shinobi history is. Madara would emphasize that shinobi history is war and suffering, while Naruto would emphasize that it also includes bonds and other positive things. In this manner, it's basically Naruto the Last, but about Hagoromo.
I was going to say that. Okay, so going with this for a second. Are we having Naruto the Last just retread the same exact thing, or are we changing Naruto the Last?
You could.
It is different enough, but I agree.
But,
it's
but either way, I would rewrite it. If you're gonna keep the same concept, I would still rewrite it.
That's so funny that you said it, because it was on the tip of my tongue, just waiting for you to finish. I was just following along. Right? you just wrote exactly what I was going to say.
That's the thing, though. But I thought you wrote a same idea somewhere. But
probably.
I don't know. Anyway, technically, all this is already there. But in this case, it's I say resealing. I don't know what I meant to write there, but it's changing the emphasis and who it's coming from. So it's the same thematic ideas, but like it's changing the perspective basically. Now, option 2.
Well, first of all, Dygo, do you like that as an option, or would you change anything there? No.
I would honestly completely change the lore of shinobi history and the Sage of Six Paths.
Okay, well, I think this next one is doing that. It is. This is the one. Before the Leaf Village and the village system as a whole, there is no shinobi. There's still clans fighting and all that.
Yes, I agree.
But the term ninja or shinobi is a term created by Hashirama and Madara when founding the Leaf Village. This is the one I think you wrote something similar by coincidence. And the meaning of that term is defined by various people, including Tobirama, Danzo, the Blood Mist, everyone, so on. Because Madara is one of the 2 founders of shinobi, and I think you even said earlier this stream that like Kakashi or someone calls Madara a founder of shinobi or something. So Madara literally is one of the 2 founders of shinobi in this case. When he and Naruto... also, when Sasuke's asking Hashirama what it means to be a shinobi, it's even more impactful because Hashirama's one of the 2 founders of shinobi. He's talking to Hagoromo about it, basically. So when Naruto and Madara argue about shinobi history, Madara literally takes Black Zetsu's role as the creator of shinobi and argues shinobi is X, and possibly that it's his creation / story since he manipulated things like Obito and Rin, much like Zetsu did, while Naruto makes the same argument he does in the actual story.
So real quick, if we're doing this, I'm just going to have the focus be on this and completely change Madara away from Infinite Tsukiyomi and anything in that regard. And I'm basically just going to have Kakuzu's conclusion with Kakashi just be Madara here.
You could, but I feel like you could still keep Infinite Tsukiyomi.
No, because I feel like at this point, it might as well just be its own thing, considering what Hashirama's doing with cultivating and fostering the next generation, whereas Madara's not doing that, and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
I feel like you might as well just do that, since if he's just gonna be Zetsu anyways, I manipulated Obito, I am shinobi history.
Well, he doesn't have to say that.
No, I get it. Yeah. But I think that's what I would do. But anyways.
What do you think, Dygo?
I think the second option is more interesting. I guess you could still keep Infinite Tsukiyomi or something similar to it, and it would still work.
So I feel like when you could, the reason why I don't feel like you I mean, I understand why you're throwing it out, but the reason I don't think you have to throw it out is that, I mean, similar to the founding of the Leaf Village anyway, it's the same idea. It's just that, yes, Madara is one of the founders, but pretty much from the get-go, he's always had reservations. He doesn't like the system he created, and he like feels like it wasn't the answer he was looking
Yeah,
for.
so I feel like instead of
he's still looking for a better answer, and he comes up with his answer. The only difference is,
well, yeah, at
he's
that
not
point,
getting it from a stone tablet.
just give him Sasuke's answer then, and have Sasuke have something else instead of Infinite
You could do that
Tsukiyomi.
too.
Yeah, I feel like that's way better in this case. I mean, he's the founder of Shinobi. Instead of Infinite Tsukiyomi, he's just gonna. I like that better. He started Shinobi history. He didn't like it, so he's gonna restart it. That works better for Madara than does for Sasuke, arguably.
Yeah, okay, then what would we give Sasuke in that case?
I don't care. Just whatever else to fight Naruto antagonistically as the thematic final villain. Whatever Naruto needs at that time in this case.
Okay, yeah, you know, Sasuke, yeah, you're just gonna rewrite what it means to be Hokage.
Well, actually, I think that can work. I mean, they would still argue over Itachi's words versus actions. I don't think that needs to change.
Exactly, that's why it's like, that's really what that's about, the Hokage. So Madara can be about what it means to be a shinobi, and then Naruto Sasuke, it's about what it means to be a Hokage.
I like that. I like that.
Obito too, but
yeah, I mean, kind of with Obito.
But they do it in a different way with Obito.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, so I think that's fine. I think that's the way to do that.
Okay, I like that.
As for what Sasuke's goal is exactly, I don't know, but...
Okay, this is stupid. This is stupid. What if Naruto and Sasuke are fighting over something Sasuke says after their fight? What does it mean to be a friend? What does that mean to you, Naruto? That's what they're fighting over. Oh my god. Good work. Kamui, did I just
how much
stun
do you
like
like this idea?
You just ignored what I said.
Kaguya's a 0 for you. The max is 10. Now, obviously, you don't have to take all these. Like I said, Madara doesn't have to act like Black Setsu. Like, these just so you could do that.
Right,
you don't have
yeah.
to. The point is the Shinobi history. He creates the Shinobi system with Ashirama. He's the founder, blah, blah, blah.
I would give this idea like an 8. I think it's pretty good.
I like, honestly, low-key kind of like it better than the actual story.
I kind of agree.
like, you know, and again, like, this was pretty, like, just off the cuff. Like, I only wrote a paragraph. It's not like I really thought that hard. I just came up with it.
Yeah. And to be fair, when I say I kind of agree, what I'm referencing would be Kaguya's section of the story, not Madara's previous section of the story. Because I do like Madara with the Infinite Tsukiyomi better than Madara with Kaguya.
That's the problem, but that's where I feel like you could. I mean, I like your idea of giving up Sasuke's role, but I still feel like you could keep the Infinite Tsukiyomi. You're just changing how he's getting there. He's not reading from a stone tablet. I do think it'd be weird for him to get Itachi inspiration for this one. So I don't know exactly where to get there, but like the point is, I think you could still keep Infinite Tsukiyomi.
Oh, I don't think you would need Itachi inspiration at all, Madara.
What do you mean Itachi? What do you mean by Itachi inspiration?
So like I said earlier with Obito, like you could have hypothetically had Obito look at Itachi's Tsukiyomi and be like, that's a good idea. Let's cast that on the moon to everyone.
Oh, okay.
But that's not going to make sense for Madara. He doesn't know Itachi. So, like, you can't do that. He would have to, like, come up with this idea and the name separately. But, like, that's a separate thing that doesn't really matter anyway.
Well, okay. I just realized a major flaw in giving Madara Sasuke's plan. Madara fights the 5 Kage, and they all live. He did not execute the 5 Kage. That's a major flaw right there.
That's funny.
I mean, obviously he thought they were gonna die, and if Orochimaru doesn't show up, they arguably would.
Yeah, but he was so careless about killing him.
I know. It's like, that's the whole point, isn't it?
Yeah, there was no point in
so okay, with that in mind, okay, he can keep Infinite Tsukiyomi. I don't think it's a problem. You just have to tweak how he's coming to the idea, which is fine. He could just come up with the idea. Whatever inspires him, you know, like. I
mean, you don't have to give him Sasuke's literal exact thing of I'm gonna execute the 5 Kage.
Yeah, I think the concept of I created the system, I'm gonna end it and start a new one by myself, you know, like If he
Yeah.
blames Hashirama's influence on the problem or something, like it'd be like, I'm gonna do this solely by myself.
Especially if he thinks that Hashirama was naive and that's what led to the world not working because Madara understands the darkness of the shinobi world and that's what he's using to help foster his whatever, blah, blah. And then they can do the thing of like the Root, Anbu, Danzo Foundation, darkness of the shinobi world thing versus the Naruto light side, which goes back to Naruto versus Sasuke as well.
Another like convergence between Madara and Hashirama. We know that Hashirama is handing out the tailed beast. He's basically spreading power out. Madara in this case would be condensing it all into himself, just like Sasuke, all the power concentrated into oneself. So that's another way they'd be like opposites in this case.
Did you use the word convergence there? Because I did earlier.
No, I just like was gonna say something, and
I could tell because you hesitated. I was like, "Where's he pulled that word from?" Because that is not a Kamui word to say.
I just want to mix up my word choice. I just But anyway, what were you saying, Dygo?
Did I say something?
Well, your thing went green, so I thought you were gonna say something.
I think it was my cheer or something, but I think it could work with Infinite Tsukiyomi. I don't think he wouldn't, not need that.
I mean, if he has Infinite Tsukiyomi, he just doesn't have Sasuke's idea at all.
Yeah.
That's fine, but that's fine though, because again, like, I mean, whether Shinobi existed before him or not, it's kind of like he could still just view it as a hopeless failure. I feel like he could just have the same conclusion. I don't feel like it really matters at that point. So I feel like it's fine. You could literally just keep Madara.
No, it's not ruining it for me or anything. I'm just saying I think there'd be other preferable options in this case.
If he feels like the Shinobi system killed his brothers, whereas in this case, you would maybe have to arguably delay when his brothers die, which doesn't make sense in series. So, like,
I don't think that really matters for this case.
The question is just how you want to adjust that. Like, is he going to view the Shinobi system as killing his brothers, or that despite the Shinobi system, people's brothers are all dying anyway?
Yeah, I think it would be the latter. Because I think that just makes more sense here.
Yeah.
It's
it
really
didn't help anything. It only made things worse based on what he observed.
It's really weird. Puts me between a rock and a hard place because I prefer the canon version over this version. But if we were to go with this version, then I would prefer the non-Infinite Tsukiyomi version of Madara over the Infinite Tsukiyomi version of Madara.
Really? Like, I feel for what reason do you feel like you don't like Infinite Tsukiyomi in this rewrite?
Again, it's more of preference. It's not to say I don't like it.
But, like, why? Why do you unprefer Infinite Tsukiyomi in this rewrite?
I just think it would work better for Madara's character if this is the direction that we're going in the story.
Why?
It's similar to Kaguya in this case, because that's the whole like premise in the first place. Of we're just give him Kaguya's character. I mean, Kaguya wanted to rule with an iron fist, basically.
Her character. We're giving him her theme.
I know.
Really like that's his theme.
I know, but
Shinobi also kind of has the theme anyway. It's just like we're just.
No, I know, but it doesn't really make sense for Madara to have the Shinobi history theme if it's just going to result in Infinite Tsukiyomi.
Why not?
Because this isn't including everything from the canon. This is only going with the Kaguya stuff. Thematically.
What do you mean it's not including everything from the canon?
Because we would just... What do you mean? We're changing. It's a rewrite.
Includes everything from the canon.
It's a rewrite.
The rewrite's including what's in the canon.
Well, it's changing things. So it's inherently, by nature of being a rewrite, is excluding something.
Yeah. Kaguya. But like 99% of pre-Kaguya will be the same. The only difference is that the main difference is just going to be, this is the part that we haven't really addressed with this rewrite. It's going to be Obito's 5 Kage Summit conversation and
No, I mean, that's
Whether the
just whatever.
Tentails is even a thing and how that all worked.
I mean, that's a little bit weird
That
with the
stuff's
canon
gonna
anyways.
change, but other than that, pretty much the rest of it just is
Sure.
the same.
See, the thing is, I can't point to anything in the plot or the story because it's less about that and more about the direction. And the story just goes in a different direction.
But it also doesn't.
You say that! 'Cause, yeah, it's hitting on a lot of the same thematic beats.
Is that there's just no
So with different characters.
shinobi. The word ninja is created by Hashirama and Madara. And there's no Hagoromo figure. I mean, there can be a Hagoromo figure who saves the world from the Tentos. That can just be there, I guess.
Like, okay. Let me make
But he's not the
this.
founder of Shinobi. It'd just be like this really strong guy in history, and that's just the end of it.
Let me make you an analogy that's intentionally ridiculous with how simplistically I'm going to make it to prove my point of how I think this is different. Because you're going to say this is stupid and wrong and a bad analogy, but that's the point. Imagine that instead of Sasuke fighting Gaara in Konoha Crush, it's just Lee fighting him again. And he says all the same stuff as Sasuke. That Naruto, I never want to see a comrade fall before me ever again. He has all that same stuff. And you just go from there.
Well, I fail to see the problem with that peak writing, Oodie.
Because we're changing the direction of Lee's character. Everything else stays the same. We're not removing anything. Sasuke's still there. Lee's still there. All the same things are still happening.
It's not changing the direction of Madara's character. It's changing the past.
Okay, but then are we also gonna have Obito just like Madara also want the Infinite Tsukiyomi then? Since we were saying earlier that we wanted to change it up. Have them be different.
That's a separate rewrite. I think in this case...
See, but I feel like that's so much easier. It's so much easier just to have Madara want Sasuke's thing and then just keep Obito on Infinite Tsukiyomi in that case.
Yeah, but my thing is...
Makes so much more sense than the other way around.
I really don't like... And I'm overstating.
You keep saying don't like. It's not that I don't like it. Just to make that clear.
Across. Like you want anything but modern Tsukiyomi. You're just begging any other goal.
Listen. You're the one continuing it. I'm just saying, hey, I prefer this. And then you're like, oh, really? Why? Elaborate. Explain more, Oodie. Go into more depth about why you hate it. Not what I said.
Yeah.
I just said what I've said. You're the one that wants to keep going. I'm fine with just going to the next thing. At least you admit it.
Why would I disagree? That's the point.
Oh, my God. Well, you did have another
I think more questions
small
I can ask
paragraph here.
Oh, well. I feel like
don't want to read it anymore.
Already answered this without reading the question.
Well, to be fair, I haven't read it at all. So.
I read the question.
You just don't want to read it.
Yeah.
You know what? Screw you, Kamui. Dygo, you read it.
These are just theoretical ideas. What do you think? Better or worse than what's currently there? Obviously, we ignore Boruto for this, since having Kage allows for all the Boruto Otsutsuki stuff.
Take that, Kamui.
That's fine by me.
I got it anyway.
I didn't want to read it.
I didn't even have to read it. All right. Well, did we answer this pretty thoroughly? So move on to the next one, or
pretty thoroughly, yeah. Okay, you go ahead and pick a topic while I go finally get my water and cereal.
Okay. Well, there's no more short Dygo Naruto topics, so I guess we'll do a Dygo rewrite. By the way, Dygo, if at any point you feel like we've been going for way too long, just let us know.
Yeah, I am starting to get sleepy.
Yeah, I can tell, yeah, a little bit. So maybe we'll make this be the last one, unless you wanted to end now, which is also a possibility since we just finished that topic.
Oh my god, wait, hold on. Are you looking at my nail polish? You'd be surprised by how long this is.
Okay, well, it's not that long. It's less. I can fit this in one screen. It's not even a scroll.
Oh wait, hold on. No, okay, it's because there's more. There's another
Oh
rewrite
my god!
about the nails.
How much is it? Is it all
Search,
this as well?
Oh gosh.
No, hold on. Search nails.
What? Okay. So 3 thing with the nails. And Kamui, I don't want to do the nails thing. We're gonna do the other one. Okay. What is this? Mizuki was incorporated later in the Naruto story. Have we not done this, or did you just write Daigo's thing here as well?
No, this is. I don't even know
Like
where it says
Daigo rewrite.
Daigo, but
Like Daigo rewrite for all these?
I think this is like the
Mizuki as
old.
Yeah,
this is
we
the
have
really
done this.
old
We
Mizuki
have done
as
this.
everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not a Daigo rewrite or Daigo topic. That just has Daigo there. We'll go to Naruto topics and just look at one of those and see if we want to do what they are right now. Okay, Daigo.
Probably not that one.
Yeah, not that one. So Daigo. Oh my god. Well, Kamui, do you want to end on a heated pain debate? Your silence
one arc
speaks
for
volumes.
every
Really
Konoha
sitting
team.
pain
Kazekage
debate.
Rescue, Team Guy, Katsuki
Well,
Suppression, Team
We're
Us.
already talking about it. Screw it. So, Daigo's pain critique video made me realize something. Shippuden had one arc for every Konoha team. Kazekage Rescue for Team Guy, Akatsuki Suppression for Team Asuma, Fated Battle Between Brothers for Team
Wait,
Kurenai.
Oodie, hold on. I think I cracked the answer, and you're gonna think it's ridiculous. The
Okay.
pain arc does have one for each team, for one of the teams. Do you know which team it is? I'll say it's not Team 7.
Team Guy.
You know, no, Team 8. You know why?
Because they're all there fighting. Look, Shino fights Konan.
Shino's fighting Konan. Kiba's fighting the
fights
Path, and
Preda.
Hinata fights the Demon Path.
So stupid. Obviously, these weren't executed the best, but do we think this was intentional? So Kishimoto ensured everyone had something to do? Or was it random or subconscious or happened to work out well?
I think it was intentional in Kishimoto wanting to showcase the different teams for different arcs. One per team.
I think he wanted to incorporate them all. It just wasn't done the best.
Yeah.
Do you think it was not like fully fleshed out, but do you think it was at least slightly planned out from the beginning, or at least from Shippuden, to be that way?
I think the Kazekage Rescue with Team Guy, but that'd be the only one.
I mean, I guess you could also say the Akatsuki Suppression with Shikamaru.
Oh yeah,
especially.
that one too. Yeah.
What I
And
mean,
Shikamaru is the actual character that gets decent development in the Konoha 12 and Naruto Shippuden.
yeah. But what I mean is more so, okay, just finished part 1. I changed my mind on Choji being alive. Alright, so all these people are alive. Going into Shippuden now, I'm planning out these next 4 arcs. How am I going to do it? Oh, I have an idea for these next 4 arcs. I'm deciding before I even start writing them or coming up with ideas. I'm going to have each arc dedicated to one team. I'll have Team Guy be for the first arc. Was that his mindset going into it? That he knew for the next 4 arcs he was going to do this?
I don't think he necessarily knew exactly what was going to happen.
Okay. That's not to
I
say,
think the only one
oh...
he might have known was Team Guy and Kazekage Rescue.
Yeah,
because
and he
of the
probably
Monak
would
arc.
want to start with Team Guy because they were the most popular ones too.
That's interesting
Yeah.
as well, yeah. Because I'm
And
not
they're also
saying...
the strongest team to send on this mission.
Exactly. But I'm not saying that, oh, for arc 5 of Shippuden, thinking 5 arcs in ahead, it has to be Team Asuma there.
No, he probably didn't.
I don't think it's that.
No, definitely not.
Okay. Interesting. So at what point do we think he decided for each of these arcs? Do you think it was like when the arc started, he's like, all right, I'm going to go with this team. Or maybe it was like process of elimination even, like, okay, well, this team's out. I wish it could have been this team, but I already did them. So
I think
this team's the next
the
best.
only one that was probably process of elimination was the Itachi Pursuit arc, because
I agree.
Team Kurenai was the only one who hadn't
Literally.
shown up.
They're
very
so
much.
random.
So like, yeah, let's just go with them. Whatever.
They also have the worst one in terms of what they do. They don't.
Yeah, they didn't do anything essentially.
Exactly.
I mean, let's be real. Even Team Guy doesn't do a whole lot in the Kazekage rescue arc. I mean, Guy has the fight against Kisame, but
At least they have stronger than we were yesterday. That's more.
We did at least
That's more
get
than
that.
Team 8.
Yeah.
Pursuit arc.
But Kamui, you said something in regards to this.
I can't see right now because I'm not in front of my computer. So just do it, whatever you're doing.
I just saw this a second ago and thought to myself, I'm sure Rudy will love this video. Haven't watched it yet, though.
I did watch it eventually.
At some point. I don't know what this is, but it's something Kaguya related. So, Dygo, if Kaguya was the human form of Ten Tails, does that mean she was foreshadowed in the 5 Kage Summit? Hey, we're talking about 5 Kage Summit stuff anyways, in terms of the talks there. It's relevant.
no.
Hey, Kamui, thoughts?
Well, okay. Realistically, no. But objectively, yes.
So, would this count as retroactive foreshadowing, similar with Kimimaro foreshadowing Kaguya?
Realistically, yes. Yes, that's what
I guess you could.
Okay. I love our stupidity. Okay. So, next. Ignoring reverse summoning to another dimension. Hey, that's something we mentioned earlier. Why wasn't the Hawk affected by infant... We also talked about this earlier. Infant Tsukiyomi. I think I was unironically right when I said that's manga filler. Dygo too. Some possibilities. 1. The Hawk lives in another dimension. LOL. 2. Sasuke used the animal path of his Rinnegan. That'd be so cool. And then 3 is this comment. So before getting to 3, do either of these first 2 possibilities work for either of you?
No, because it doesn't have the eyes.
Well, we're looking at the manga for this one. Where it's hard to tell.
Yeah, so Rinnegan eyes in the manga.
Well, you cannot tell. You can't. We've tried. Tygo tried. I tried. You can't tell.
Well, Oodie, I went. What if it doesn't have the Rinnegan eyes? It has Injura's weird Jargo eyes.
It's definitely possible. But here's the comment. So, in Hindu mythology, Garuda is the mount of Vishnu and the younger brother of Aruna. Aruna is the charioteer of the sun god Surya. This makes Garuda indirectly connected to the sun. It's possible that the summoned Garuda has some sun-based abilities. One such ability could be immunity to moon-based abilities, like Tsukuyomi, which is named after the Shinto god of the moon. So, do we think Sasuke's Hawk is immune to infinite Tsukiyomi because of Hindu mythology?
Yeah.
It's just God.
Of course.
They continue by saying, as for using the reverse summoning jutsu, that would have been a bad idea. The only reliable way for Sasuke to return to the battlefield was with Obito's space-time jutsu. Obito was looking for Sasuke in Kaguya's dimensions. It's likely that the last place he would look is back on Earth. Staying where he was, waiting for rescue, or trying to go back directly to the dimension with Naruto or the others were his best option. And Kamui, who were you arguing with about that? Because I'm just gonna take a screenshot of that.
That's what we were arguing. I don't remember who it was, but that was the
gist of that whole situation.
Okay, I'm just gonna randomly post it in chat. No context. And I think that's the Hawkwash. Oh my god, that's so much. Have the Tin Tails spawning somehow. Pull Kage from the she's floated out. It still feel epic. Won't continue, especially out of the moon. Maybe her physical body was a Tin Tails, and what got sealed is her chakra or spirit, which then releases to merge with the Tin Tails and overwrites Madara's consciousness, which could then feed into the 9 beasts. The brothers realize she always coalesces back together, so to avoid this, Hagoromo separated her physical form into parts and also sealed her spirit on top of that. Hamura dedicated himself to keeping the spiritual chakra secured, and Hagoromo was assigned to the physical. That'd be kind of cool, assuming that's what they're going to do with Jura, about why he's going to be so strong because he's immortal in this regard, that if you kill him, he's just going to reincarnate, come back, just like the Nine Tails, blah, blah. In which case, I wonder if that Boruto and Quacky are going to do something similar, in which case I would totally support this. Otherwise, I don't care. But to keep Daigo's sanity sane, we could probably end it there. Because he's getting tired.
Getting sleepy.
A little bit sleepy-deepy. Well, there was a lot of Naruto topics that I was hoping to get tonight, but we'll get to them next time. But Dygo, it's been a while since you've been on, but I think the last time you were on, we had developed our outro for the stream. So
If when you're gonna,
I don't remember that.
Agree with.
you don't remember it? Okay, well that's okay because
I vaguely remember it, but I don't remember what the outro was.
Well, Kamui are here to help you out a little bit, so we'll guide you along this meditation process, if you will.
Okay.
So, the first thing I'll let you know, it's a really simple outro. So simple, in fact, that it's only 2 words.
And these are 2 words that, when said back to back, you will wholeheartedly agree with. There's no doubt about it.
I wouldn't be surprised if you have coincidentally said this on your own.
I wouldn't be surprised if we said it earlier this stream on accident or something close to it.
And the words are?
Well, one of the words is a word shared between Kamui and I right now.
Ikemoto?
So...
Now, he didn't just forget. He isn't just greedy. There's something in particular that he did.
Though, it does start with the first letter of Kamui's second word.
You know, Dygo.
It's not that F word. It's a different F word. Before you go any further.
So, do you remember what happened to all those people in the written exam, or most of them anyway?
Failed.
Hey, Ikimoto.
Say it together.
Ikemoto failed.
There we go. You got it.
All right.
That's the outro. Now, anyway.